And we are live. This is the event, the huge, ginormous podcast. Thank you for joining. I have 3 guests with me today, Kevin Triforce, RJ Lukes, and Triple M. So, before we get started, I just want to let people know that we have a slightly different format for this podcast because I'm getting Smash Brothers delivered to my house tomorrow, and I'm getting Pokemon Alpha Sapphire, and I've got what's it called? I've got Dragon Age Inquisition to play through. So basically, I'm not going to have time to be doing a lot of podcasts over the next 2.5 weeks, probably. So I'm doing this in order to get this stuff taken care of. So basically, I'm doing this in order to basically get the footprint out there to give some content to the viewers, get some stuff out there, and there's some stuff that's been going on that I feel needs to be said. So this is going to be a 2-parter. We're going to have we're going to talk about first we're going to talk about comic books because that's what I've been doing over the last month or so, and then we're going to drive off over into the video game universe, because it's been a lot of dastardly deeds going on in the video game universe. So without further ado,
let's see.
How about that new Doctor Doom?
Let's see.
Anyone got anything to say?
Okay, whatever you say.
I'm
Popeye the Sailor Man. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man.
No, I get that, but the new Doctor Doom, though.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
And way to go to break my intro.
I mean, how about that new Doctor Doom, y'all?
It was very disappointing.
I was just like, when they mentioned him being Doctor Doom in the forums, I'm like, really?
No, he's not Doctor Doom. His name's just Doom.
I know what you mean.
Doom.
Yeah, you know, I just meant regardless, he used the Doom name and for a form or something.
Here's the thing that got me though is that, like, if you're a comic, like, I'm a Marvel comic book fan. I've got like old. Well, my dad had them, and then I inherited them. But I've got like old Fantastic Four comics. I've got old Iron Man comics. I don't have old Captain America because Captain America is really rare, especially the old ones. But
you lucky bastard.
I don't have those. But I do have like I have old enough Iron Man comics. They're not in the greatest of shape, but I have old enough ones that seeing Iron Man in his modern suits is shocking to me because I'm used to him being in the gold, like, old retro suit that looks really unwieldy. Like, the new suit was, like, really new to me because I hadn't really been buying comic books after a while. But, I mean, Doctor Doom is one of the most iconic Marvel villains. He's like, I mean, he's partially the reason why Darth Vader's so badass because Lucas, like, saw a Doctor Doom in a comic book and was like, that dude's really badass. I should make my badass modeled after that badass.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, but, you know, Fox, you know, who's their ultimate villain? A hacker who goes on the forums, and his forum name is Doom. I'm really, you know, Doctor Doom went from being the king of a fictitious country, who also happens to be an evil super genius, who has no powers of its own, but this awesome suit with all these cool gadgets and gizmos, to a hacker whose name is Doom.
Actually, that info fly by for me, so I'm a little new to this. this Doom character in the forums.
Yeah, Fox, you just messed up. Like even okay, let me put it this way: the turning Johnny Storm into a black guy, that doesn't bother me. You want to know why? Because the whole thing about the Human Torch is that he lights himself on fire. Okay? You don't know what color he is any damn way when he's on fire. Okay? But, I mean, the casting is all wrong. Like, everyone's, like, young. I mean, I hate to break this to you people, but Reed Richards is, like, in his he's perpetually in his mid to late 30s or in his early 40s. Same thing with Ben Grimm, because they went to school together.
Yeah, but like Ben's like a skinny white boy now.
Yeah.
That is really distracting with me.
It's like they don't get it. It's like Fox is trying, like they're going after demographics instead of making a movie about the damn characters. I don't like we gotta get that young hip crowd. No, forget the young hip crowd. Forget them.
That's again, these people just look at spreadsheets and stuff.
True.
They see that most of the people who go to these movies are the young hip crowd because they don't have anything better to do.
Yeah.
Look, I'm young and I'm not hip, but I watch these movies because I was a fan before the shit was cool. I remember when comic books were just cool through a certain niche group.
Yeah, I remember that too.
Yeah,
I vaguely remember when video games were.
Yes, video games were cool to a niche group. Like you knew when you had friends if you went to a new school, you just say, "Well, man, I was playing Nintendo." It was like, "Oh, really?" And the kids whose eyes lit up and they said, "Oh yeah, I know which one was it? Super Mario 3, Super Mario World." You knew, you got that connection.
Yeah.
It's not like that anymore. Everyone claims to be a gamer now. Even if they play Flappy Bird on their iPhone, they're a gamer. Allegedly.
Yeah.
But
I'm actually looking at the pictures of the cast, and yes,
it's some bullshit, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, okay. I can see this person plays as Reeds, but oh my gosh, so bloody young.
Yeah, exactly. They're too young, and they just don't like. Okay, and I'm gonna put on my comic book nerd glasses, which are my normal glasses because I don't have any glasses that are. I mean, I have my other glasses are shades.
Comic book glasses.
My comic book glasses. To be a total nerd, let me adjust them. Flavin, let me let you in on a little secret, okay? Here's how deep the lore goes with Fantastic Four. Ben Grimm is Jewish. Now, you're going to ask yourself, what significance does that have? Ben Grimm is Jewish. In Jewish folklore, there is a creature made out of earth called a golem. It's relentless. It doesn't stop. It just destroys and just smashes and, well, clobbers the hell out of anything in its path.
Oh, is that
so it seems a little, apropos that the only Jewish member of the Fantastic Four would turn into
the Thing.
The Thing, a man made out of rock and earth who's unstoppable and clobbers the hell out of anything in his way.
You know what? The actor that played Ben Grimm, the first actor. Damn it! If I just see
you mean
him,
the Commish? I know his real name, but I remember he was in a show called The Commish. So yeah.
Right. Well, I could clearly guess that this guy may be Jewish, but
yeah, he did his best.
Yeah, this actor that they're going to play Ben Grimm here certainly doesn't even look anything remotely Jewish.
Well, the thing is that was just a little tidbit about the Thing. In the movie, they didn't really talk about it. If you read the comics, it really gets down into the depths of it. But my point is this. It's like these people are too damn young to be playing these roles. Unless you're doing young Fantastic Four, then it makes no damn sense because These people are supposed to be like, Reed Richards is like in his late 30s. He smokes a pipe. He's not like a 20-something.
Oh God, man! Just hearing you say 20-something, and actually looking at this actor, I think I'm getting a migraine.
Yeah, I didn't get it either. I was like, who came up with this dumb idea? Fox, let me tell you something. This movie is probably gonna suck.
So
And then they,
they're
and then they already and then they try to set up a sequel. I'm like, I don't know if I'd do that.
No, this movie is probably gonna suck. I'm gonna watch it anyway, just so I can do a review of how bad it is.
Yeah.
Probably, but it's gonna suck.
Yeah. Yes. I kind of agree with Red Fox here as well, because if this movie really going to suck, then the two before this one
Look like masterpieces.
Oh yes, definitely.
Yes.
How successful
we'll
is the second one?
What?
How successful is the second one?
It's terrible.
Oh, so are they just dumping money?
See, here's the thing. This is like normally the way movie franchises go is they either start out strong and end weak, like The Matrix. The Matrix started out awesome. It was like, wow, this is going to be the best. Then the second movie was like, yeah, and then the third movie was like, what the F? What the hell is this? Like, or some movies follow a bell curve. Or some movies, like, the first movie's good, the second movie's better than the first one, then the third movie's like, nah, a little bit better than the first one, not as good as the middle one. Very few movie arcs turn out to be like trilogies or like multiple movies turn out. All of them aren't good. Some are better than others. A good example of this is Indiana Jones. For me personally, I like Raiders of the Lost Ark, but the film, there are parts of that film that drag on, okay? Like, there are parts of it where it's like, okay, I get it, yeah, they're doing this. I need more action. I'm not entertained. This conversation is killing me. We get it. The Nazis are bad. They found the Ark. But, I mean, these people think they're so smart. Do you honestly think that God would let his chosen people's arch nemesis, the Nazis, get his power? I mean, are you that...
No.
Are you that dumb? Apparently the Nazis were, because they looked at the majesty of God and got their faces melted away. But then we move on to the second film in the series, which is Temple of Doom. I love Temple of Doom. It's actiony.
No time for love, Dr. Jones.
No time for love. I think I stepped on a fortune cookie, Dr. Jones.
That secondary character, I couldn't stand. She ruined the movie for me.
Oh, you mean Willie? Yeah, I didn't like Willie either. But Short Round was great. Short Round was great. The enemies in some ways were even worse than the Nazis, because you got to be a heartless SOB to kidnap some people's kids and make them work and starve them to death till they die of exhaustion. That's some evil stuff.
That was actually cringeworthy. Dang.
Oh yeah. And when they die horrifically, it's like, yeah. See, this is the lesson we learned from our 80s children films. The villains die horrifically. The dude who was the overseer got mashed up in a masher. It was great. It was a great movie. Ron Mullah got ate up by some crocodiles. It was great. It was a really great film. But my favorite film in the series, though, The Last Crusade. Oh, Jesus. Can't beat that film. It's awesome.
It was so good that Uncharted 3 ripped it off.
Yeah, but it ripped it off. It will never. It does. Let me put it this way: Uncharted 3 is a video game. Doesn't even. Let me put it this way: if Indiana Jones 3, The Last Crusade, walked through a field full of dog feces, Uncharted 3 wouldn't even be worthy to lick the crud off of its shoes. Like,
Wow.
and I mean it, because you can't beat Sean Connery going, Junior, 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 Dad, what? Dad, what? The fireplace. Dad, what? Dad, what? She's a Nazi. How'd you know? She talks in her sleep. But I digress. But I mean, no matter how bad Fantastic Four news is, man, that Sony. I mean, even in the movie business, they can't stop effing up. Cause guess what? They're gonna.
Before we go to Sony's biggest problem over there with the cinema, it's just this news about Fantastic Four, that this whole drama is going on, that the people up top are basically cutting off everything of this Fantastic Four movie. When I saw that, I was like, wait, there's problem in paradise in this? And also, apparently, that even the actors, we have no confirmation that these are going to be the actors in this movie, but it seems like something just went totally abrupt in this particular process, that they just want to go away from it. They want to, yeah. And even though this pops up as a news, the people in the suits are saying no, this rumor is false. So right now it's a jumble stuff that I can't figure out if these are true or not.
You know, here's the thing, okay? Here's what gives credence to the rumor. This movie is supposed to be coming out next year in the summer. It's going to be one of Fox's summer blockbusters. And yet Comic-Con came this year and not a breath of it. Now, Marvel had a trailer for Avengers 2. They laid out what they're going to be doing for, they gave a tease about what they're going to be doing. DC gave a tease. Fox is like, we ain't saying shit. Like, all we got was some BS from one of the actors who's playing Arthur Domashev, a.k.a. Doom. I'm sorry. I'm going to move off of this before I bust a blood vessel in my forehead. Next, we're going to Sony land because, when Sony messes up, they don't just mess up in one area. They like to spread the love around. So, as we know, Amazing Spider-Man 2 did not perform financially like Sony wanted it to. It wasn't a flop, but when you put like 150, 180 mil, like almost $200 million into making a movie, and you only make 258 million back, yeah, that's what's the word I'm looking for? That's what they call in technical terms. They call that a low return film. Not quite a flop, but it definitely isn't worth how much money you put into it.
Or more like it's definitely not something to brag about.
Well, I mean, you put $200 million into something, and you make $250 million back. That means you covered your cost, you paid for your actors, you paid for your directors, everyone got paid, but the amount of profit you're making back is not. It's not right. I mean, hopefully they might be able to make. Sony's going to make Sony sold the rights to the game to Activision. They made a game. Maybe they sold the rights to. Maybe they're going to sell a few video games. Maybe sell the Blu-ray. But at this point, that movie is not going to make back. They're not going to make a huge amount of profit off that movie. That's just they're not going to do it. So basically, they decided, hey guys, let's do a spin-off where Aunt May is a spy. And we'll have a young Aunt May sleep with her brother-in-law, Richard Parker.
What
have a baby with Richard Parker, then give the baby to Richard Parker and his wife. So Peter Parker is not actually Richard Parker and his wife's son. She's really, he's really Aunt May's son, which would actually be a nice twist, except for the fact that Aunt May's like 83 years old.
Is this? Oh, obviously this isn't canon, so there.
No. It's based off of a shitty spinoff.
Yeah, the whole spin-off thing of Aunt May as a spy, that was like, okay, I guess they want to try new things or spice up the story, but then after the whole Aunt May being the actual mother of Peter Parker, I was like, what the bloody hell are they doing?
The reason it doesn't make any sense is because if you read the canon of Spider-Man, right? Spider-Man, like Peter Parker, like Aunt May and Uncle Ben are old. When Peter Parker is born, they're like old people. So they're like in their 60s, right? And then he grows up and Ben dies when he's in high school. Like I want to say his senior, maybe his sophomore year of high school, maybe his senior or junior year. So like he's like 16 or 17, maybe almost 18. So by that time Aunt May's like in her 70s. So in order for her to be, she would have had to have a baby when she was 50 something. It just, it makes no damn sense. And why is Sony stretching this far?
Yeah, even if it is a rumor, Sony would do it. I could see Sony totally doing it. They're that dumb.
Well, they are dumb, but in the wrong.
I could see it. I could see it being done though. I really could see them doing that.
Yeah, they are that dumb though. That's the thing. It's like, look, people. Okay. It's kind of like someone making a movie about let's see, who's a character that no one gives a shit about in the universe. Okay, it's like someone making a movie that's like focuses primarily on April O'Neil, but it's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles film. Like,
please,
no one cares.
Do not bring that Michael Bay piece of turd in this discussion.
Listen. No one goes to a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles film to watch April O'Neil. Like no one. Like it's like watching a superhero. It's like if you watched a Superman film, but instead of focusing on Superman, the whole film is about the cops. It's like no one cares what you guys are doing. No one cares. I mean, what are you gonna do against a dude who can like friggin' fly and blow up planets with his thoughts? I mean, that dude's for Superman to fight. You're just gonna sit there and maybe cordon off the area, evacuate the city. Like no one cares. No one gives a shit what you're gonna do. I'm sorry. Like Aunt May is there. She is the foil, right? She's Peter Parker's family that gives him wise advice and his rock when things are going down. Because the thing about Spider-Man is that he's always in some type of trouble. Like Peter Parker is financially in trouble. Like he can't hold down a good-paying job. And as Spider-Man, he's always got people gunning for him. That's what makes Spider-Man work. And if you take that out by saying, "Well, forget Spider-Man, we'll make an entire movie about old-ass Aunt May." Okay, they go back in the day when she was a spy. Damn, is everyone in Peter Parker's family a spy? His dad's a spy. His mom's a spy. Aunt May is a spy. Well, hell, why not have Benjamin Parker be Benjamin? How about why don't we have his Uncle Ben be a spy too? While we're at it, shit, J. Jonah Jameson can be a spy. Robbie, the vice editor. Hell, let's have the paper boy down who delivers the papers down the street be a spy too. I mean, shit, we're doing movies about other people in the universe. Hell, shit, Kingpin can be in the movie. He'll be a CIA spy too, just for shock value.
Yeah, it kind of begs the question when I see something like this, and this is a movie rights by Sony. I mean, we're already having some quote unquote bad news being under the rug in the gaming industry with Sony, but to see this out of the gaming industry, I'm like, Sony, I think you need to sit back, really think, process what you're doing, because this is insane.
You mean it's some bullshit?
As long as it has the Spider-Man name behind it, and obviously the reason they're doing this is so they can cut back costs in special effects, and have the Spider-Man name behind it, they believe it'll make them oodles of cash.
Yeah, no. Here's the thing. People go to see a Spider-Man film because they want to see Spider-Man. They want to see special effects. They want to see shit getting blown up. They want to see a dude. They want to see a young teenage dude shooting white sticky fluid at enemies in the face and say something smart ass to them.
Oh yes, the cock Spider-Man. Like we all know.
You know, that's what they want to see. That's what they want to see in a Spider-Man film. Which sounds a little disgusting when you really think about it, but that's aside from the point. But I mean, I understand they want to make their money back, but I mean, if this is proven one thing, it's this: we need to pray these movies flop so that the rights can go back to Marvel, because the only people right now who seem to know what in the hell they're doing with Marvel properties is Marvel.
Marvel themselves. God bless. Hallelujah.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. There's some problems brewing with Warner Brothers over yonder. Then we got Fox with its ugly mittens going on, and what the heck is going on over there? And now we're finding, so it's like the three sides of the, let me just say, the Triforce.
Yeah, but this is the shitty Triforce.
Yeah.
And,
Yes.
and each piece is shittier than the other one. This one is greedy ass bastards with no foresight, and the second triangle is people who actually have never read the comic in their life and don't know shit about it, making just creative decisions. And
Not even that. Not even respecting.
David Goyer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I'm not saying you have to read the comics in order to get the character, because look what Tim Burton did with Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Do you
Yeah.
think the comics and the movie should intertwine, or do you think it would be more interesting to see what creative things they could do with the characters? Or do you think it should be a little bit of both?
I guess the thing is this. It screams desperation. It screams that these people just don't know what in the hell they're doing.
Oh, I'm in agreement with you. I think it's dumb, but it's possible that instead of maybe maybe in the future we see some more interesting stuff that doesn't have to do with the comics, but it's just a great movie.
I wish that could be the case, but I don't think Sony or Fox are going to do it because they haven't gotten the formula right. DC, Warner Brothers hasn't gotten the formula right.
Yep.
Fox hasn't gotten the formula right. They just recently got X-Men back into a decent shape, and they had to make like 3 or 4 movies to fix the mess ups they did with the original X-Men. And here's you want to know what the sad thing is?
It's about 3
Fox,
movies.
Well, basically, they had to make 3 movies to fix the other 3 movies. The sad thing is that Fox had a template for how to do an X-Men movie. It used to come on every Saturday. It was a cartoon show. It was called X-Men, the Animated Series. When I heard they were making an X-Men film, I'm like, that's all I want. Just make X-Men, the Animated Series, but make it live action with better special effects. No, that's too much. No. We can't do that.
No.
No, I like Patrick Stewart. I like Ian McKellen, but at this point, sorry, just can't do it.
Dead.
I can't do it.
Kill Cyclops.
Yeah, and they killed Cyclops like a pussy too. I didn't like that. Well, they did. I mean, because here's the thing: if you know anything about the comic books, like everyone, you know how everyone's always like Wolverine, he's so badass. You want to know someone who can beat the shit out of Wolverine, and he has no special powers aside from his laser blast, but he doesn't even use them. He just uses fighting technique. Cyclops. Yeah, Cyclops is beating the shit out of Wolverine. Just Wolverine with his claws. Yeah. But here's the secret about Wolverine. Like 7 times out of 10, if Wolverine is fighting another mutant, he gets his ass kicked.
Yeah.
And he's loving it.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. Everyone's like, Wolverine, he's so awesome. Not really. No. I mean, like, he doesn't get any stronger. Yeah, he's got Berserker Rage, but he doesn't get any stronger or anything.
Yeah, I mean, he also brute force, but nothing when it comes to tactician.
I mean, he doesn't get any stronger. He doesn't get any faster, really. He just gets brutal and feral. That's about it. I mean, you'd say, well, he's got that healing factor. Yeah, his healing factor isn't like even the best in the. It's not even in the top 10 in the Marvel universe. Like his healing factor is actually kind of shitty if you compare it to all the other healing factors in the Marvel character roster.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No comparison.
But as kids, we all loved Wolverine. When we played X-Men Pretend on the playground, everyone wanted to be friggin' Wolverine.
Yeah, I never did understand that. I mean, okay, I'm not a comic book buff, but I did watch. I didn't really watch the original. I watched Evolution. That's kind of when I started getting into X-Men. But there's so many more interesting, more powerful X-Men. Like, who's the guy that can move metal around?
Magneto?
Magneto?
Yeah.
Yeah, Magneto.
Yeah. I don't know why everybody. I mean, I remember as a kid, everybody obsessed over Wolverine.
Everyone likes Wolverine, yeah.
With Wolverine is because his characterization, his badassery, his ego, his lone wolf.
Is it because everybody is attracted to a mysterious character you don't really know much about? He's kind of
that also
very ambiguous.
No, I think it's because he's just got the easiest power to comprehend when you're a kid.
Yeah.
He's got claws. He slashes people. I mean, if you're playing on a playground, there's no, you don't need to, really do a lot of stuff in order to, manifest that power and pretend. Whereas if you're Magneto, I mean, you have to pretend you created a barrier around yourself. I mean, I'm using magnetism to lift you up and smash you.
Yeah, that is true.
Get it? I mean, but I will say this much. The most badass thing I've ever seen, if you ever get a chance, they did it on the animated series. There's also a run in the comic books. If you ever get a chance to read it, it's called the Meteor M arc. Magneto uses his magnetism to basically raise a meteor with all his Brotherhood of Mutants on it into space. He's like, we're going to leave the human race. We're going to create our own little utopia. But
damn, I missed that part. I gotta check that out.
yeah, the Medium M.
No, I remember it. I remember it vaguely. I've heard of the story arc, but I didn't get a chance to really go deep in it.
Right. What else is there? Don't you think it's funny that Days of Future Past retconned X3 basically out of existence?
They had to.
I thought it was funny though.
Because basically, they had messed up the universe so badly. I mean, it was just a series of bad decisions. They had to retcon it. They had to. Now we can get a young Magneto, because in the comics, Magneto, he's older, but he's not like Ian McKellen old. And Charles Xavier is older, but he's not like Patrick Stewart old. They had to fix it. They had to fix it.
Mm-hmm.
Like Magneto looks like, even without the powers, if he was in a fist fight with someone, he could mess them up. In the comics, Ian McKellen, he's cool, but I mean, you could probably take him in a fist fight. Unless you give him a staff and a beard, and he's like,
Let's
you
say, unless he's
will not
Gandalf.
pass!
Yeah.
Gas, that is. You shall not pass gas. No, but,
You know, I love it. I actually love the idea that they put in the cartoon show. The revamped X-Men cartoon show that Magneto made just built some sort of device that made himself young again, and with the help of Wolverine, no less.
yeah, that cartoon show was bullshit. In the comic books, he never did that. He just was one of those kind of semi-ageless characters. He just...
Which cartoon are you talking about? The one from the 90s or the teenage, or when they were all teenagers or whatever?
Yeah, that one was bullshit. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Like, here's the thing. Some cartoon show, not all cartoon shows are created equal. For example, I'll give Warner Brothers this much. A lot of their animated series are really good.
Yeah, I've always heard that. Yeah.
Marvel has the opposite problem. You'll get one or two really good ones, and then you'll get some that are like, what the... What? Who did this? What? I don't understand. Why did anyone do this? But I digress. It's time to move on to the next bit of news, which is they're making a Peanuts movie, and it's coming out the year after next. Ooh! Did anyone see that trailer?
Yeah, that was actually the best thing I've seen. The best representation of Peanuts in 3D. I mean, it still has that
Charles Schultz charm.
Yes, and the whole cartoon panel. Should I say cartoon panel? Let's just say the art style is very. It keeps true to its original source.
Yep. Like, I don't feel alienated watching it. I like Peanuts.
I actually, the first time I saw it, I actually did a skip and a hop. I mean, I was so happy that it came out this good. I mean,
Yeah.
I love it how they introduced it. You see it, they're like a planet going by, and the camera pans out even further. Then you see a pinch of a straw of hair of oh god, it made me so happy that I almost cried, had tears in my eyes.
It's coming out 2017.
16.
16.
Christmas. Yeah.
Yeah, 16.
It's gonna be a Christmas movie. Yeah.
That's a little crazy, and they're advertising it now.
Well, they have to drum up support, because here's the thing. A lot of people haven't, okay, Peanuts is aimed towards people, I want to say 25 and older. Because a lot of the younger kids don't know what the hell Peanuts is. They don't understand Charlie Brown. They know Snoopy. They know Snoopy. Everyone knows Snoopy, but they don't know Lucy, Pigpen, Ludwig.
Yeah, I got you.
You know, even I'd be hard pressed to name a lot of those characters, and I grew up reading this shit. So you know.
So what are
Damn, you Americans are lucky.
What are the
Okay, RJ, you had a question?
Yeah, what are the comics? How do the comics differ from the cartoons? Yeah.
The difference, the comics initially ran in the newspapers, so they were very 3-4 panels, very
4 panels to be exact.
Yeah, 3 to 4 panels. I don't remember exactly because I was a little kid, and you're not counting panels when you're a little kid. You're just reading the damn comic. 3 to 4 panels, and they were like a little self-contained observation. Cool thing about Peanuts was that Charles Schultz would take something that's actually, if you look at it now, dealing with melancholy and how life is not always going to give you what you want, really life adult type things, not sexual or violent, but general things about growing up, and he would communicate it to a child's level, and how he got it through to children is just friggin' amazing.
Yeah, I know that they have a lot more. There's a little bit more depth to the comics than the cartoon. At least that's
No, the
my
cartoon
favorite.
had some depth to it too. It
Oh
did.
yes. Yep.
Because they collaborated heavily with Charles Schultz when he was alive. Now, I don't know about the new cartoons. I think the Schultz estate is heavily involved with this animated one, so like it shouldn't be deviate too far from what Peanuts is about. But as long as they have Snoopy, it's gonna do great.
Now, speaking about deviating the source, I hope this Peanuts movie is not going to go as the way as the Smurf did, because man, when first time I heard that they were making a Smurf movie, I was like, yippee! I'm very excited. But then when I read the synopsis, the story that they were going with, I'm like, what? Really?
WTF, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the fact that Katy Perry kind of that too.
No, well, I mean,
Yeah.
In a way.
What can it be in its original medieval times instead of
modern times.
Yeah,
the
that's the
present?
biggest problem. Yeah, the modern times.
Well, the problem is that they want to make everything relatable to the crowd. And what a lot of these people don't understand is that a lot of these things are interesting because it's not relatable to the average consumer. Like, it's a foreign world. It's a fantastic world. It's not supposed to be, besides, you're dealing with people who replace almost every single verb with the word Smurf.
And you can have your paradox. You can have your paradox. You can have a fantastical world, and yet be relatable. I don't understand that either.
Yeah, but the thing is like the audience doesn't like to. Movie-going audiences don't like to feel top down too.
I mean, seriously, that whole Smurf movie thing, it was so bad to me that I couldn't see myself watching it. Not even on cable.
Well, I didn't watch it on cable. What happened to me is that
you got dragged into it, didn't
the girl
you?
I was going with at the time, she liked Smurfs. Me, when I was a kid, Saturday morning cartoons would come on. There was one cartoon that I just would not watch. La 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 la. Here's the thing. I like Hanna-Barbera stuff. I really do. I hate the Smurfs. Oh God, I hate the Smurfs. Like, really, I was one of those people that wanted Gargamel to find them and kill them all. Like, all of them. Like, every single last one of them. Like, their head on spikes. Oh God, I hate the Smurfs.
I guess you never like happy-go-lucky.
No, and I'm glad. Well, because I mean, here's the thing. The cartoons I liked to watch were Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Thundercats, G.I. Joe, Dino Saucers.
God, I even forgot about that.
Yeah, Dino Saucers. Let's see, what was another one I really liked? Cops. Basically, here's the thing. Okay, I liked cartoons that had a kick-ass music theme. If you gave me a kick-ass music theme, I was in. Okay. If the music theme wasn't kick-ass, I wasn't into it. And the theme song for the Smurfs was just terrible to me. It wasn't like, it didn't pump you up for Jack. Like you listen to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles theme song, you're like, man, some shit's gonna go down.
I guess
Thundercats, man, some shit's gonna go down. Dino Saucers, awesome. Same thing. Cops, same thing.
I guess I'm the kind of I'm the kind of person that, as long as it's good from any direction, I'm up for it.
You gotta hook me. See, that's the thing. Like, I need a hook. Like, here's the thing. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles sucks after the first season.
I guess
the theme song is still tight. So.
Yeah.
Well, I guess the hook for me is I'll be into anything if it's really done good. I'm saying if there's something that I really can't get into, No, that's a turd.
Yeah, Smurfs never did it for me. So when they did a movie, I was like, I really don't want to see this film. And then I saw it was live action with like little animated characters. I was like, I'm really not gonna like this film. Then my girlfriend dragged me to go see. Well, my ex-girlfriend. And I watched it, and I was like, oh, God, I better get something this evening out of this, because I hate this movie. I didn't say that, but I was thinking it at the time.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? I really do feel your pain, your sorrow. Because even
I mean, you ever been dragged? Like, I felt that way when I was forced to go watch the Titanic. I was like, I hate these people. I wish they'd all die. I'm glad they died on this wreck.
I hate it.
And like, you know, if I was Jack, I would have grabbed Rose and threw her ass in that ice cold water, said "fuck you, bitch," and kept the thing for myself. But that's just me, because I don't like lame ass people, and that whole movie was filled with lame ass people. It just sorry. Let's continue on to the next movie, and then we can move on to the second part of this podcast. Popeye.
I am actually I'm kind of indifferent with Popeye, but still a bit afraid that they might screw this one up, because I remember there was an 3D animated Popeye that showed some time ago on Cartoon Network. It did everything right, but oh my gosh, the eyes. They designed the eyes in a way that you could stick your finger in them and really move your fingers in that thing. It looked like their eyes are hollow, nothing in there.
Was this the animation that I showed you in the link, or was this the animation that you saw someplace else, like another animation?
It was like 3D modeled.
Oh, well, see, here's the thing. I'm going to assuage your doubt. This art cartoon is being put together by Jindy Tartakovsky. If you don't know who that is, I'm going to explain it to you. Viewers everywhere. Jindy Tartakovsky made 3 of the best Cartoon Network cartoons in existence. They're not on anymore, but they were fucking awesome.
Yeah,
Samurai Jack,
Oh, yeah.
Dexter's Laboratory, and Powerpuff Girls. Enough said.
You know what? The name sounded familiar to me. I just couldn't have pointed in somewhere until.
Wait, can I interject for a second? You like Powerpuff Girls? Because that was kind of my guilty pleasure as a kid.
Guilty? Well, to tell you the truth, initially I hated the Powerpuff Girls.
You're not the only one.
Initially I hated it, but you know, they hooked me with one character. Mojo Jojo. Mojo Jojo just like I didn't like the actual Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah.
I didn't like them. I didn't like
To be honest, the way they were drawn, I'm like,
weren't they supposed to be kind of an anime spoof?
Well, actually, that anime spoof was basically a parody of the American version.
Yeah.
The Powerpuff Girls Z. And even though...
Yeah, Powerpuff Girls was basically Cartoon Network trying to reach out to young women. Because at the time, there were no cartoons that really...
that really stood out.
Centered around girls. And so they did... First they released Powerpuff Girls, then they did Kids Next Door. And that's when they started reaching out to young girls. But me personally, the thing is that I didn't like Powerpuff Girls because... this is right when they started taking stuff away from they started taking resources away from Dexter's Laboratory. I was like, damn it, I want more Dexter's Laboratory and Samurai Jack. Oh, I was mad about that shit. But you know, then they got me because they introduced Mojo Jojo. Because while I hate the Powerpuff Girls, I think they're very shallow, one-dimensional characters. Blossom, Buttercup, Bubbles.
Oh, great! And I actually love one-dimensional characters. But yeah, that with Powerpuff Girls, it did not hook me until, like you said, Mojo Jojo was introduced.
Yeah, Mojo Jojo was the shit. Mojo Jojo was the character that basically made life so much better. Because basically, like, the villains in Powerpuff Girls were so awesome. Like, what's his name? Mojo Jojo was awesome. Him. Oh god,
That,
him was just creepy. Then there was the banjo guy. Then there were the Gangrene Gang. Princess, who had no powers of her own, but she was just really rich. Let's see, who else? Let's see. Sedusa. Sedusa.
Oh my god! You know what?
I'm surprised they got away with that character.
Yeah, because it was so. I mean, some of the like Cartoon Network, like people think the Adventure Time is off the rail. I'm like, Cartoon Network has always been off the chain, son. You don't know. You don't know. But I digress. Basically, I mean, you know, look, when they said Jindy Tartakovsky is making this, I'm like, you know what? It's going to be good. Now, but if this falls through the cracks, Jindy, I need you to do a favor for me, Jindy. Samurai Jack conclusion. I need to know if he killed Aku and returned back to his time and slayed him in the past as well, so that his evil was never wrought in the first place.
He needs to make that. He needs to make that movie. Yeah.
Bloody hell, man! Yeah, that needs to happen.
I need to see the end. See, I hate series that end on a cliff note. I need to know the ending because I'll never know. It would be awesome.
You know they're making comics on it right now.
I want it animated. I don't want a comic. I know,
but they said that's their continuation right now. Is the comic.
If you're not gonna do a Samurai Jack comic, here I got a good idea. Do a big, huge open world video game.
I would say Metroidvania.
Look.
Make it Metroidvania, because
no, not Metroidvania. A huge open world RPG, except with like action combat.
Almost like Xenoblade.
Well, no. I'm thinking more along the veins of a samurai.
Beat 'em up like Bayonetta.
No, I was thinking more like a Dragon Age.
Oh, yeah.
The reason I say more like a Dragon Age is because if you did it as a Metroidvania, you would always have limitations, and they'd have to add some shit that wasn't like in the lore in order to make it like you got the Amulet of Earth, now you can. Because here's the thing, I have the Samurai Jack games, the one for the Game Boy Advance and the one for the GameCube, aka also for the PS2 and the Xbox. The original Xbox, and I got to tell you something, man.
They actually made a game of Samurai Jack on the GameCube?
Yeah, it's actually a pretty solid little game. I mean, graphically it looks like garbage, but it's a solid little game.
The reason I said Metroidvania is because of the art style. I just think the art style would work much better for that game. But I think if you do it in 3D, I feel like you lose a lot of the charm of the art style. I think would be lost.
Normally, I would agree with you, but here's the thing: it's animated in its original form, and I think if they did cel-shaded graphics, they could real world set, like not real world, but like more realistic backgrounds, but still like cel-shaded characters. I think they could pull it off. The problem is that the dude who did the voice for Aku is dead. Well, he's been dead for a long time because he also did the voice for Iroh in The Last Airbender.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I didn't know
Mako, yeah. But still, they can get Mako's replacement, the dude who kind of sort of sounds like Mako. Because I mean, all he needs to do is go, for I am the future, which is Aku. I can't even do it, but basically, that's what you need.
You are close.
I'll
give you A for effort.
You know Mako was named after Mako in Korra?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had
really
to, because he's so badass. His
Yeah,
voice.
I was like,
He's the dude who did the opening dialogue for the original Conan the Barbarian. He makes that entire friggin' movie work. You know, he also did the opening. He also did the opening for Dexter's Laboratory. You know, beyond this bolted door,
Oh my
impossible
God!
things may happen. Yeah. So I mean, look, let me tell you something, man. See, if you're a child of the '80s, this shit is awesome.
Awesome.
Like,
Yeah.
this shit right here is like, Mako, I'm sorry, dude. You know, I mean, I don't know who your voice. Everyone like Morgan Freeman, where he's like, well, you know, you can get on living or you can get on dying. But me personally, I like Mako because he just sounds awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, they need to. I mean, I could see this game being Samurai Jack. You get to see the ending. They can bring back the Scotsman because he's awesome. With his, they had to cut off the cursing, but it was, you know, he was cursing out Jack. The Jack. You can bring back those puppies because like Samurai Jack is one of the most violent cartoons that Cartoon Network ever made, but they got away with it because they had robots. But if you swapped out the robots for like people,
Heck, or even living things.
it would have been one of the most violent. And I'll tell you right now, I know everyone likes Adventure Time. Let me put it this way: Finn is okay. I like Finn and Jake, but if they had to go up against Samurai Jack, he'd kill
They'd
them.
be dead.
He'd kill all of them, and they'd all be dead.
Yeah. That would be slaughter.
I think one of the reasons Samurai Jack didn't do as well as it could have is because it didn't have that much dialogue. It didn't have as much dialogue as the average children's cartoon.
It actually required you to pay attention to what was going on.
Yep, exactly.
And children can't. Children don't. But then the same thing could be said with Courage the Cowardly Dog, which was an awesome show too.
Yeah, that didn't have a lot of dialogue.
It didn't have a lot of dialogue, but what it did have was just friggin' awesome. They need to bring those two shows back. Courage the Cowardly Dog, which the dude who made that, the Pickles dude, or sorry, John Dilworth, he actually did a test cartoon. If you go on YouTube, you can find it. Don't ask me for the link, damn it. Just do Courage the Cowardly Dog Resurrection. You can find it in the thing.
I think I've seen it.
It's pretty damn funny. I mean, he's got the same voice actor. I mean, it's just, well, he's got a dude who sounds like the voice actor because the dude who played the voice actor for Courage died. But still, it's an awesome TV show.
Man, it's like a curse when it's die when it's of something really good they're in.
Well, it's a curse that Cartoon Network's really good TV shows tend to get canceled.
Why does this reminds me of Young Justice?
The thing is that Young Justice wasn't bad, but if I had a choice between Young Justice and like them doing just another Justice League cartoon, I'd rather have another Justice League cartoon than hear about Justice League Kids. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I don't give a shit about Superboy or Aqualad or Laddie, the Green Arrow dude who turned into Strong Arm or whatever his name is, Armor All, you know, whatever, the dude with the bionic arm. I don't really care
Arsenal.
about that. Yeah,
His
Arsenal.
name was Arsenal.
I don't care about those characters. I'm sorry. I don't give a shit.
I really do care about sidekicks.
I'm sure you do, but they're sidekicks because you can kill them off. They get kidnapped. No one cares about them. You know, like the first thing that comes to my mind, the first thing that comes to a dude's mind, to a criminal, they see the bat signal is, oh shit, it's Batman. Not, oh shit, it's Batman, some snot-nosed little punk in tights. Although, I mean, not that sidekicks are terrible. Some of them are downright useful, but I just don't want to see a whole cartoon series that revolves around. It sounded like a good idea on paper, but in execution, you know, I can understand why that show got canceled.
Well, would you rather have that or Teen Titans Go?
I'd rather have Teen Titans, to tell you the truth, because Teen Titans. Okay,
No, Teen Titans Go.
No, not Teen Titans. The original Teen Titans, and I'll tell you what. The original Teen Titans could get away with it because the original Teen Titans had comedy. Like they empathize with teenage issues like puberty and sexuality and like going through hideous changes when you get older and stuff, but they also had a lot of humor in it. So, like,
I can see that.
It could get away with a lot more. Young Justice was just way too damn, like, they're like, we're going dark.
Too damn
gritty.
too bloody serious.
Because basically, like, here, let me put this. The worst thing that happened to DC comic books and comic movies and animated movies was the Nolan films, and not because they were successful, but in some ways they were too successful, because now every other damn thing in the DC, whenever it has to be dark and gritty. The thing is like, not everything has to be dark and gritty. Like, not everything has to be, my whole family was killed, or my girlfriend's cheating on me, or, you know, so-and-so's gay. I mean, stop trying to make everything, like, so damn serious all the time. I mean, I hate to use this quote, but why so serious? But, you know, like, even their Joker was like, damn, I would not want to be left in a room with this guy. I mean, look, I hate to say this, I like my Jack Nicholson, Cesar Romero Joker. I like the Joker that's like, I don't know where to laugh because this dude, I'm relieved that he hasn't killed me yet, or laugh because I'm so terrified, that's my only reaction I can do. Like, I don't like this dark, like, some things have to be dark. Like, Batman, he kind of has to be dark, right? You can't have, you don't want to see, well, actually, no, I would like to see just a brief return to the original lighthearted, you know, Adam West, you know, Joker, you fiend, you know.
Well, it is called Gotham City. I mean, the word goth is in the name of
I know, but they did that in the 60s with Adam West and Burt Ward. And they did it with Batman Brave and the Bold, which was actually kind of a throwback, which, you know, like, there's this one thing where Batman and Green Arrow are tied up, and Batman and Catwoman are, like, flirting. And Green Arrow's like, well, you know, whatever you guys do, could you please stop? Oh, my God, you guys are flirting. You're flirting. Can we please get loose before you two start flirting? Please. You know,
get a room.
Well, no, they prefer to do it on rooftops because that's Batman's style. He's ultra rich, does it on a rooftop, whatever. But it's time to move on to the second part. There's one
thing I needed to mention because it's so crazy. Did you hear about they're doing a live-action Tinkerbell movie, and guess who they casted as Tinkerbell?
Julia Roberts.
Melissa McCarthy.
Sorry, I gagged a little bit.
I was like, what?
I'm sorry. I mean,
Are you freaking serious?
Yes.
I mean, if Melissa McCarthy's going to play that role, she's going to have to lose like 150 pounds. Not because I don't like fat people. I'm a fat person myself. I like tall, statuesque women that aren't like.
The character itself is not fat.
I know
that aren't light as a stick. But Tinkerbell is a fairy.
Is she just
live and petite?
Is she just voice acting for a CGI fairy?
Oh, she's voice act. Well, that might work. But Tinkerbell doesn't talk.
Yeah, exactly.
True.
And therein lies the dilemma. But they're making a live-action Cinderella film too, so I can't really.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Disney. Basically, okay. The Disney films. Okay.
Wait. If they're going to make a live action of Cinderella, I hope.
What?
Mm-hmm. What?
Cut out on us.
Yeah, at least IGN.
I'm hoping.
Darn it.
Oh, sorry, go on.
You cut out on us.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's just that I hope they're not going to do a reboot of Cinderella.
Well, they are. It's a.
They already released pictures. It's a reboot.
Yeah, it's a reboot. Which means no talking mice, Disney, no evil-looking stepmother. We might hear the bippity boppity boo.
Oh yeah, did you hear the fairy godmother? I thought this was interesting.
No, who?
Helena Bonham Carter. Helena Bonham Carter.
Oh
Helena
God!
Bonham-
Oh, look, I like Helena Bonham Carter,
It's
but at
just so
this
different.
point,
Yeah.
Refresh my memory. Who is this actor?
Bellatrix Lestrange in Harry Potter's one you might know her
she's
from.
Tim
or-
Burton's wife,
Yeah,
and she's in
yeah.
all of his movies.
He's in always. Yeah, that
Every
too.
single movie that Tim Burton directs, she's in it. Helena Bonham Carter.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
I'm lost for words.
So am I. So
Yeah, I was like, huh.
I can't believe they did that. But you know what? Like, here's the thing. Disney knocked it out of the park with Big Hero 6.
Yeah, they're
I'm like,
animation.
why are you guys trying to do live action with it? Okay, you guys want to do a live action to something? I got something you can do live action with. And I know you're going to say, we can't do a live action of this because the actor who played the genie is dead. Aladdin.
Right.
I would watch a live action of Aladdin because you could supposedly do a live action of Aladdin. Just CG the genie and CG Jafar turn into a genie and a snake and all that stuff. Maybe you could, pass it off. I don't know.
It looks so bad in my imagination, but I think they could possibly pull it off.
They could with CG the way it is now. They could pull it off.
Yeah.
Yes, they could pull it off. I wouldn't mind if they do that too. Just please, no reboot. Not
Well, I hate to break this to you. That's the word that everyone's using in the 2010s.
Yeah.
In the reboots. Just
Ghostbusters.
reboot this, reboot that, reboot this, reboot that. I'm like, God, stop rebooting everything.
Yeah,
It's not
go.
that-
It was so good the first time. Just let the story go onwards.
Or even if it wasn't good, let the story go on. Do what Marvel did with those Hulk movies. They weren't the greatest films. They just say, you know what? We're just gonna roll that into our stuff. Just keep it moving, keep it moving. Why does everything have to be? Well, we need to make it. We need to do it again. No. It's kind of like this. How many times do I have to see Krypton explode and Batman's parents get shot? In the Gotham TV show, his parents got shot. In the movies, his parents got shot. In the animated series, his parents got shot.
And then
How
it's
many
probably,
times?
and then it's gonna happen again when Ben Affleck gets.
Yeah, I can't watch this. I mean, damn, what type of sadomasochistic shit is this where I gotta keep on watching this man's parents get shot?
Yeah.
Damn. I'm pretty sure he's tired of the shit too. Look, I'm tired of watching. Although, really, here's the thing. I will never accept the Nolan films as being that great because, let's just face it, that voice that Christian Bale did in those films was fucking terrible.
That was so funny.
Actually, I like how he did it in the first film. The second film, yeah, that was they really no.
No, it's just like, here's the thing, okay? Even if it was adequate, if you watched the Batman animated series, which is the definitive version of Batman, everyone considers that to be the definitive. Kevin Conroy has the voice that we want to hear when we hear Batman talking.
Definitely.
I'm sorry, and that bullshit Christian Bale, tell me about rabbits, I swear to God.
It ruins all those
swear to
moments. It takes you out of it because I'm like, really?
I'm like, dude, no, come on, man.
Quit smoking, Batman.
Batman, you need a lozenge, don't you, Batman? Thank you. I did need a lozenge. In my mind, anyone can play the Joker, but in my mind, my favorite Joker was the Joker from the TV show. Mark Hamill,
Yeah.
That Joker was just off the chain because he was like he'd had that maniacal laugh, and he's like, "I'm sorry about that, Bats. Come on, laugh, Bats, laugh." Like, shake my hand, Bats. Shake my hand. I'm not shaking your hand. You want to sniff of my acid squirting flower? How about my laugh gas?
I've got to give Rocksteady credit for getting them to voice the characters because that really helped their game out.
Yeah, they did until they made Arkham Origin and got some other guy. I don't even know his name, just some other guy.
It was Troy Baker.
Yeah, Troy Baker is he's fine and upstanding, but you just don't do it like Mark Hamill, dude.
Yeah, I'm like,
You just don't. Now, I'm sorry. Luke Skywalker got you beat because he's a Jedi, dude. You can't beat a Jedi. But I digress.
and now he's gonna have the beard for episode 7 too, like the other Jedi
Yeah,
Masters.
look, you can't beat. Look, he's a Jedi, dude. Jedi. You can't beat a Jedi. So now it's time to move on to the second portion of this, where we're going to talk about some stupid shit that somebody's been talking about. Somebody said that makes no damn sense.
Sean Layden. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, the disastrous PR that's been going on for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, this dude, basically, look, he did his job. His job is to basically make Sony sound like it's not fun. That's his job. Now, you and I and anyone else who knows anything about gaming knows that, if he hadn't mentioned Nintendo, any Nintendo handheld products, we still would have said he was full of shit, but it would have been like... I thought someone was going to say something. Someone cut me off.
So, exactly that.
We would have said, well, okay, it's understandable. He's trying to hype up his product. But here's the thing, okay? He mentioned Nintendo handhelds. And I was like, dude, let me put it this way, okay? Your compatriot Fergal Gara in Europe is saying that smartphones are kicking your Vita's ass in Europe, and that's why it's not selling well in Europe. And now you're saying in America that, well, it's value-wise, it's just as good. Let me tell you something, okay, dude? Companies with better developers who made better games than any of the shit coming out of Sony Entertainment had handhelds that were better than whatever Nintendo had out at the time. They still got their ass kicked. Think about that, motherfucker. Think about that. Meditate, digest, ruminate, and then contemplate why the Vita isn't doing so well.
I mean, for me, I was just before I even read the news, I was just going all daddy trying to do stuff that I can, and somebody told me, you know what? Let me check what's on the news, news and gaming. Then when I went to Player Essence, yeah, shameless plug. Looked at the title. Sony feels the PS Vita offers a better gaming experience than the 3DS. I was like, mm-hmm. I actually wanted to pass it up, but I was like, you know what? No. Let me indulge myself to see what kind of crack the cuckly dude that they were saying. Now, as I went to Fergal Gara's comments, I was like, really? Fellow, why did you have to bring up the Wii?
I was like, what does that have to do with anything? Yeah.
It's like if you bring up the Wii and compare it to the PS4, then what is the PS3? There was actually the direct rival of the Wii. Was the PS3 a piece of a turd that you had to?
It skipped an entire generation.
PS3 does not exist.
I mean, if we actually said about the Wii, yes, okay, I'll let you slide. I mean, just by sales alone, yeah, you guys need to be cocky in that regard. But then Sean Layden's comment about the 3DS and Vita. If I had if I was drinking something at the time, I would have killed myself. Just due to shock. I drown myself in my own drink, my own spit, just to see the retardedness. I mean, I can't believe you went full retarded on such a comment.
Look, it's like Robert Downey Jr. said in Tropic Thunder. You never go full retard, man. You never go full retard. That's right.
let's face it, Sony is Humpty Dumpty. They had their apex was back at during the PlayStation and PlayStation 2 era.
Yep.
All the king's horses and all the king's men, which is the media, is trying to put it back together again.
Yep.
And I don't think they really soul searching. They're probably rolling that up into other aspects. They're just trying to cover it up other bases. It's not
Well,
fun.
the thing is that Sony has no substance. Like Sony, like okay, the PlayStation 4, it's selling very well for them. Still not helping them make money overall as a company. They're still losing $1 billion, like over $2 billion a quarter. But hey, you know, PS4 is selling well.
They need that attention. They need that support because that's the only thing they have.
Well, exactly. But the thing that kills me is this, though. They're like, well, you know, the greatness awaits. For what? Little Big Planet 3? Really? That's the game you're dropping this fall. Your first-party game that you're dropping that's supposed to be making your company money is a port of a PS3 game.
Now, this is what gets me with the comment. You could have said anything else. You could have done a better PR than this piece of turd that you just spit out of your mouth.
No, they couldn't have. Here's the thing, okay? Look, here's what people need to understand, okay?
Oh, sorry, and on top of that, it's not even the worst PR that I've ever seen, but it also engaged the worst kind of behavior, the console war, which is
Well, first of all, there is no console war. As long as the company that's making these games makes enough money, that's making these systems makes enough money to make the games, to sell, to make the games and distribute the games that people buy, that keep them in business so they can continue making the types of games I want to play, I don't really care which console you own. What I take offense to is when someone tells me, goes up to the roof of my house and unzips their pants and pees, says, come on outside, and I come down and someone's peeing on me and they say it's raining, which is what Sony is doing right now. They're peeing on us from a high distance and saying, it's raining. It's like, no, that's not rain.
You know what? It hurts me even more because I really thought Sony would have done better than this PR stunt. I mean,
that's all they got.
The little faith that I had in them, I'm like, okay, I had the little respect that I had for you. You just lost it for me right there.
No, dude, that's all they got. Look, listen, they don't have any games. I mean, of all the systems this fall, I mean, this holiday season, that are having some big, high-quality games coming to them, in terms of first-party games, Sony ain't got shit. And no, I'm not calling Little Big Planet a high-quality game because that game looks like garbage. I know people are like, well, what about the levels, the player-generated content? Let me tell you something, okay? I don't want to play a really good game that I have to make myself. I mean, that kind of defeats the purpose of me giving you $60 if I have to make the game myself. That kind of, you know, it's kind of like someone saying, okay, give me $20,000, here's a crate, you build your own car. What? That makes no sense. But that's basically what player-generated content generally is. Now, of course, you can download other people's levels, but still, I mean...
Well, Big Planet might as well just be a free-to-play game that sells all your assets. But that's everybody's defense.
Let me put it this way: if 50 to 70% of a game's enjoyment is player-generated content, that game should not be $60. Because if you're the developer, you're just basically giving a more user-friendly version of the same shit you used to create the game to the people buying it. So you don't need all that money to make this a successful game. That's how I know Sony is full of shit with a lot of their stuff.
You know what?
Yet again, you're going to hear a lot of websites say, This is truly innovative.
IGN actually gave it a bad review.
What, Little Big Planet 3? Well,
Yeah.
shoot, they must have been, what?
Yeah. They have
Who-
like a 6.8 or something, like a 6.
I am shocked. Well, I'm not surprised because
seems like
Little
it's-
Big Planet 3 is basically the same shit as Little Big
Yeah, they
Planet 2.
basically called it a rehash. Yeah, that's essentially
Yeah.
what they said it was. It was really
Which
a
is the
rehash.
same shit as Little Big Planet. See, here's the thing about Little Big Planet, okay? If you play it as what it is on its surface, which is a platformer, it's a shitty platformer. It's not very good.
The question: do you remember who reviewed that game on
Colin
IGN?
Moriarty?
It was Colin Moriarty himself.
No, I'm guessing it's Colin Moriarty. It
Oh.
could have been Brian Boitano, maybe.
Let me see. I want to see who reviewed Little Big Planet 3 on IGN. Let me take a look.
Because if it was really
That'd be
Colin Moriarty, I'd be shocked.
I'd be shocked too. That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, 6.8. Let's see.
Who reviewed it?
That's what I'm getting to.
Drum roll.
Lucy O'Brien.
Oh, okay. I'm shocked because if it was Colin Moriarty, it would have been a 9.0 and an innovative breath of fresh air into an old franchise.
It's
Because-
actually it's got game-breaking bugs. This is a minus and limited co-op.
Oh, more bugs. Every game this year, most of the games this year.
The best joke I heard with Unity was the faceless characters look like the moon on Majora's Mask. I thought that was pretty good.
You know what's embarrassing? Speaking of bugs, which segues nicely into our next topic.
Yeah.
What the hell is it with all of these damn first and here's the thing. I used to say these third-party developers ain't shit. But really, these first-party developers ain't shit either.
I mean, I think the Master Chief Collection's still having problems from what I hear.
Yeah, Master Chief. Look, Microsoft released a game that's buggy and glitchy as hell.
Oh, I saw a moron on GameStop saying, why should the game's multiplayer lower the score? Because GameSpot gave it a 6 because of that.
Look, this is
Because a game like Halo is heavily centered around multiplayer.
I know, it was funny, just because the multiplayer doesn't work doesn't mean it's broken. The single player works fine. I'm like, but that's a big core of the game. Halo's always been about the multiplayer.
Halo's about the multiplayer. Now, if Bungie had been a developer that actually gave a shit about single player, made it single player heavy, like a 50-hour single player campaign and like a little bare bones multiplayer, no one would give a shit because they're in it for the single player. But that's not the case for Halo. Halo has what, a 10, 12-hour campaign, and the rest of it's multiplayer. I mean, it's very multiplayer centric. I mean, this isn't like back in the day with like GoldenEye where you could play through the missions and it had a lot of single player had a lot of value to it. Multiplayer was a bonus back in the day. It was like, oh, the single player better be good because I'm gonna have to get 3 friends with me to play this shit in multiplayer.
Well, this is the reality. You know, a lot of these companies don't live and die by their games. They live and die by spreadsheets and shareholders.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It really shocked me when I heard when I read comments saying, "Hey, the Anniversary Collection has bugs." And I'm, wait, what?
Well, I knew it was gonna have bugs.
I was caught off guard by this because, like you said, this is the first party title and from Microsoft. How did they let this happen?
Well, I mean, here's the thing. We knew it was going to have bugs. And as a side, just very quickly, we have the Q&A app. You guys can put questions in the question thing if you want to. I can't guarantee I'll get to all of them, but there. Okay, yeah. I knew, we knew it was going to have bugs because here's the thing, okay? 343 Studios is not what I would call, like... Here's the thing. Bungie made Destiny. Destiny's buggy as hell. Get what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I knew Destiny's story, by the way, wouldn't be that great anyway, because I'm like, it's Bungie. I didn't expect it.
Yeah.
I'm like,
well,
that was a given.
The way they talked it up, they were like, okay, we're going to go for all the stuff that Borderlands missed. I was like, you're going to give us a big, huge shooter RPG with a deeper story than Borderlands. a bit more of a serious tone, with a little bit more control over how your character traverses the world. That'd be awesome. Instead, what we get is basically Halo 5 Lite.
Yeah.
MMO
And
quality.
it was funny that like you could go anywhere, and then people showed the areas they were talking about, and there was just invisible walls. I'm like,
yeah, I'm like, what the?
Well, I really want to do a Joker laugh right now, but I can't do it because this is just sad, really sad. And what's even more putting the salt on the wound is that Bungie is saying that they're going to make a sequel to it, and I'm like, wait a minute, you guys are already talking about a sequel?
it's probably because of all that money they made off of it.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think they made as much money off of it as they.
Well, you know what I mean, the sales themselves, that might have.
And I think, no, I tell you why they're making.
Well, and
they
it's
made this
Activision.
engine. They made this engine, right? They have this engine that can be used across two, like last gen and this gen. They have to get their money back, so they're just gonna make a sequel.
Yeah.
Well,
and it's part Activision, so of course it'll get a sequel.
They're gonna run it into the ground. That's what Activision does with franchises.
Milk
They
it.
run them into the ground.
But then here's the salt putting on the wound is that whatever happened with the 10-year deal with Destiny, if they're already talking about a sequel.
I'm thinking they meant sequels probably.
Yeah, they meant when they say they're going to support it for 10 years, they mean that the IP is going to get supported, not necessarily that game.
So many people, including myself, thought they're going to support this Destiny game that came out with barely no content.
Yeah, I think they worded it.
They're actually going to put more content in a span of 10 years.
Dude, I don't know what to tell you, but if you fell for that, it's on you.
I was really giving a benefit of the doubt just because, hey, this is Bungie. They made Halo. The problem I keep the word for it, but it seems like, damn.
But I wonder what Sony's thinking now. They advertised it so heavily. I'm like, I wonder what they thought when it ended up being overhyped.
Well, if they actually have head on their shoulders, they have to be pretty darn pissed.
Yeah.
Just to be feeling lied on and basically lied to your freaking customers.
Well, the thing that gets me is this. It's like these people don't understand how this stuff works. They don't get it.
Oh yeah, there's something you'll really find interesting on IGN. The guy that reviewed Unity, and because they did a review discussion, then they talked about is the game broken. He's mentioning he didn't have that many bugs or anything. Like he didn't really have any bugs. I'm like, bull.
Yeah, that's maybe.
I've even heard read some YouTubers saying that they didn't have bugs or glitches at all, and I'm like, really? Okay.
No, I think when they say that, they're just being full of shit. I'm sorry. Let me tell you something. Okay?
But what blew my mind was they give that a 7.8, and then they give Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire the same score, and I'm like, that's weird.
No,
wait. Was there any report of bugs or glitches, or at least one, of Omega Sapphire and Ruby?
Too much water, guys. It's like Hoen's got too much water, and now like even the reviewers making fun of it because I'm like, it's become a meme now. Because of how stupid it is.
Well, I mean, this is IG. Like, okay, look, this segues nicely into our next topic, which is Miyamoto and Reggie.
Wait. Hold on, before we go there, because there's something I really need to talk about. It's Sega.
Oh, you mean that turd that was Sonic Boom?
Oh, yeah.
that steaming pile of dog dookie.
I mean, and when I saw Jim Sterling's video, that he was actually talking about Ubisoft and Sega for the shady thing that they were doing. Now, at first, I actually wanted to give Sega a pass at this because they did not do an embargo. They just didn't send a review copy to the reviewers. So to me, I was like, yeah, this time you journalists now do your freaking job and actually buy the game so you can review it. But when this whole shenanigans about Sonic Boom being riddled with bugs, glitches, and even game-breaking bugs, and I'm like, oh my gosh, Sega! I have to think that really Sega already knew what was going on with this
Yeah.
game, and after the rumor spread about some of the developers actually left Big Red Button just because
Yeah.
Oh, I heard about that.
Sega was pushing this game.
Well,
You know
I have something to say about that. Here's the thing, okay? Blame goes to three directions. First of all, it's the developer's fault for making a game that they knew was that glitchy and releasing it. Like, if I was a developer, I would have said, I know we're going to take a financial hit on this, but the fact of the matter is that we can't put a product this fucking broken out there. Because this is Big Red Button's first game as a studio.
Yeah,
you can't have your first game be some shit like this. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I made a joke. I said they're ex-Naughty Dog devs for a reason.
For some reason, I really thought that they would have the balls to say, Sega, give us more time, or this whole company is going to drop this contract.
They can't do that because Sega can sue them for a lot of money and destroy their studio. But
they would have if it was me in that position, I would have fought back.
No, see, here's the thing. If they don't meet their deadline, they don't get paid. So it's kind of like here's the thing. They don't okay, those Naughty Dog developers don't have Big Papa Sony money hatting them, bankrolling them to make games like they did when they were with Sony. They can't do it. See, now they have to be like normal developers and meet a deadline and get a game out. The problem is that the game was a buggy piece of shit. Okay, that's the problem. And Sega should have said because there's a reason they didn't send review copies out because they knew it was a buggy piece of shit too. Sega should have been like, look, you're gonna take a financial hit. We're gonna lessen the penalty. We're gonna give you 3 months to fix this shit.
Well,
We're gonna give you 3 months. We're gonna give you till January. Because I know for a fact that if you live in the North American territories, we have nothing coming in January. Like nothing like really huge, I don't think. Like nothing. It's empty. There is absolutely no reason this game could have been pushed back to January, and they could have been working hard throughout November, December. Like October, November, December, all the way, like make it January 27th. That's when that game could have dropped, and then they would have had at least 3 months to really make this thing work. But we need to get it out. You don't want your first game as a new studio to be a steaming pile of shit.
Right.
And this game is made to coincide with the show, which is usually ends up being a tragedy, because most licensed games that are based off of children's TV shows don't turn out that well.
I don't know about that. What I do know is that this game is terrible. It's not a good Sonic game. It's not a good platformer game.
And of course Sonic's slow again. Let's make him slow in all these games.
And not even. Well, here's the thing, okay. I was in debate class when I was in college, and they said if your argument is flawed from the start, then it's never going to be a good argument.
Yeah.
Okay. You can apply that logic to anything. If your house has a major structural flaw when you're building it, it's never going to be a good house. Okay? Now, this game, like Sonic was not as great as Sega made him out to be to start with. Because at his base, Sonic is a fucking runner game. You collect a whole bunch of rings, you get to the level as quickly as possible in order to jump into the gate or activate this thing so that you can get the Chaos Emerald so that you can get the best ending. That's all it is. There's nothing more advanced than that. You run really fast, you dodge a lot of enemies, you find the fastest route through the level in order to get to a certain spot so you can get the Chaos Emerald so that you can get the best ending. Maybe fight a really unnecessarily hard boss compared to what you were doing to get to that boss. Basically. Like, it's a lot of level memorization, not a lot of level memorization, you know, I mean, and when you're coming from something like that, it's very hard to translate that style of gameplay to a 3D plane.
Yeah, that's been their issue. Is they always they want to add something to make it complex, and it never works out usually. Cause
you can't make it complex.
They overthink
it's a runner game.
They overthink it.
You know, I mean, it's like every other runner game you've played, even on your smartphone. It's a runner game. Oh, I'm dodging these contraptions. Oh, I hit this enemy. I got these gold coins. I'm running. If I take a hit, I lose my gold coins. That's Sonic the Hedgehog.
You know what? Speaking about that, while I was watching Red Knight, Active Gamers Live vid, and it's titled PS4/Xbox fans love lies, Sonic fans are the worst. And I want to talk some about that, but before that, I've seen one comment that struck me like gold. It's a commentator by the name of by the username Tamanga88. It is a bloody long post, but what he said is true. And let me just read some of it. The problem with Sonic is this, and like Red Fox said, it was built on a bad foundation. It basically saying that Mario is timeless, and the reason Sega created Sonic was to beat Mario. And how can you beat something timeless? You make it cool, and Sonic has that cool factor. But then, since the foundation of Sonic is its character, then the gameplay for that character, they got nothing with it. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to take it that far. I'm just going to say that it. I mean, like, if your foundation isn't solid, it's really hard. I mean, everyone praised Sonic Adventure, and it's running the speed. I'm like, you're on a rail and you have to move from left to right in order to dodge things and hit boost pads. This isn't what I exactly call advanced gameplay. But people ate that shit up.
And you know what? This saddens me because I am a Mario and a Sonic fan, and I actually wanted to put those two characters, because of their game, on the pillar side by side. But I can't do that with Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, you can't do it anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, and the most hurtful thing about this is Sega was promoting Sonic Boom outside the gaming industry with all these other products, like buy this drink and you'll get something free for Sonic Boom, and I'm like, and knowing full well that
the game's a broken piece of shit.
Yes, I mean, I can understand doing that kind of marketing when the game is actually freaking good. But with Sonic Boom?
Actually, I don't.
It's like,
I don't see that type of marketing, because if the game's good, it doesn't need that shit. You don't see Nintendo, hey man, get this DLC pack off this McDonald's Happy Meal, and you can get a cart in Mario Kart 8. You don't need to do that shit. Why? Because Mario Kart 8's a good game by itself.
Oh yeah, I remember Uncharted 3 you could get in the beta with Subway. I remember that.
Yeah, I mean, if your game is good, you don't need stupid-ass gimmicks like that. You know the game is good by the pedigree of who's making it, which segues nicely into our final topic. which is Miyamoto and Reggie talking shit. And some people are getting mad because Reggie and Miyamoto were talking shit.
Black
And
Bond.
yeah, a lot of people, oh, they should be talking shit. Here's all I'm gonna say about that, and I'm just gonna say it. When you've been in this video game industry for over 30 years and you helped build this industry, you laid after the house was burnt down by Atari, you helped lay the bricks to rebuild that house and make it into a friggin' mansion. And your company that you work for has made games every 6 to 7 years that have radically influenced the rest of the industry. I think you can pretty damn much say whatever the hell you want.
I have to correct you on the
about other people.
You shouldn't say mansion. You might as well basically say castle.
No, it's a mansion. It's a mansion.
A castle is bigger.
No, it was a castle. Believe it or not, the video game industry, if you were to compare what it used to be worth under Atari and Intellivision and ColecoVision to what it is now, comparatively speaking, if you account for inflation, it was actually worth more back then, because money was worth more back then. The problem is that, but I digress. I'm not going to get into inflation. My point is that this man helped build this fucking industry and establish a lot of trends. And I'm thinking he's 62 years old. He's getting close to retirement. He can say damn hell whatever the fuck he wants about these lazy ass third-party companies.
And the problem with people is that they just don't see that the PS4 and Xbox One are pretty identical. I mean, all they have to argue about is resolution and power and frame rate. That's all they have with a lot of modern gamers can care about.
And they don't talk about games.
Oh, well,
you notice that they never talk about games.
You know what I find very funny in all of this? I really don't know why some fans are justified to be angry of what Miyamoto said. Because
I'll tell you why they're
basically
justified.
True.
I'll tell you why they feel justified to be angry. Because it's the truth. I mean, I hate to break this to you fanboys who buy Call of Duty every fucking year and Assassin's Creed every fucking year, but you're basically buying the same damn game every year with a different coat of paint on it. It's like someone taking your car, selling you a car for $10,000, stealing it from you, repainting it, and selling it to you the next year.
And the thing is, not just buying those games. No, they actually try to justify not buying Nintendo products or games just because it's kiddie. And the irony of all this, the people that oh my god, I can't even I can't even say it with a straight face.
No, whatever these people say, like, here's the thing, okay? Whatever argument, and which brings me to Nintendo can't win. No matter what Nintendo does, they can't win. Nintendo fucking took the video game industry by storm with the NES. And Western gaming companies like, we'll never let those fuckers do anything. So then they came up with the Super Nintendo and Sega. And people were jumping ship from the Super Nintendo to Sega. And, you know, oh yeah. And Sega got a real big foothold in the market. They really got a big foothold. And then Sony got in the party, and Sega was like, oh shit, we've unleashed a beast. And then Sony basically, Sony along with EA, really did a lot to just curb stomp Sega. Of course, Sega did a lot of the curb stomping to themselves. They kicked their own ass.
Yeah, this is what I wanted to say. Tony Randy said it best in his latest video, but I wish he said it like this. All those third-party games that you keep buying that are broken, filled with bugs, glitches, and the one place that you can actually buy a game, play it day one with no effing problems, is the same company all you mofos here are bashing on. And it's called Nintendo.
Going back to the whole Sega situation, it's kind of funny because it seems like people just can't let that Mortal Kombat not having blood on the SNES.
Yeah.
Didn't the second one have blood though?
Yeah, it did. See, that's the thing that gets me. Everyone focuses on Mortal Kombat. They forget, Mortal Kombat 2, Mortal Kombat 3, and Killer Instinct, which is one of the most violent games, ever. And that was a Nintendo exclusive.
And Conquer before with the Xbox, then.
Oh, yeah. And then we forget the definitive version of Conquer is on the N64 because the one on the Xbox is censored.
And that's what I thought. I'm like, Microsoft censored it. I'm like, that's pretty funny.
Yeah, and
very ironic indeed.
But Nintendo is kiddie. But we've already done a video about that. Triple M and I. But my point is this: it seems the only company that doesn't try to screw people over gets downed all the time. I'm not buying Nintendo. Nintendo's kiddie. They're the only company. This year they're the only company who have come out this holiday season with a game that's not a buggy, unplayable piece of shit.
Mm-hmm.
What an
first party game. Because here's the thing. Third parties have been shit for years now. But when first parties are coming out with broken pieces of shit, there's a problem.
And you know what? I wanted to follow this back on a podcast of Jamie Butterworth where Red Fox himself was featured in, plus Shadow Fox. We all were saying this before the PS4 and the Xbox One came out. They will have the same problem that the Wii U was having during launch.
No,
but
they have worse problems.
That's the thing. And to me, I thought, the PS4 and the Xbox One, their blows will be lessened by third parties. But after seeing what is going on right now, I'm even shocked to see that that PS4 and Xbox are having a much more worse in comparison to the Wii U.
It's pretty hilarious.
Which is still get.
Well,
it's hilarious. It's sad. It's frustrating. But it's more hilarious to us Nintendo fans.
Oh, I find it funny. By the way, there's something else. Ubisoft talking about how their games don't sell, and they go ahead and release Watch Dogs for Wii U when Smash U comes out. I'm like, real smart geniuses. Of course, it's not gonna sell.
Man, I really hope the day if Ubisoft opened their freaking mouth and say, "Oh, the game didn't sell us because of our fault," I will really.
No, but there are people saying they'll say, "Oh, the game didn't sell because of Smash U." I'm like, I could see them saying that. They're not dumb. I could see them blaming that.
No, the game didn't sell because the game didn't sell for 3 reasons. First of all, anyone who wants to play friggin' Watch Dogs played it, got it 6 months ago when it came out.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Second of all, even if you wanted it now, even if you waited, why would I pay $60 for a game that I can go and get on PC, PS3, PS4, Xbox One, PS4 for under $35? That's just stupid. Okay. And thirdly, this was a stealth release. They only the day of they were like, oh shit, we got 2 pieces of shitty DLC we can give you. Which I'm shocked. And the gamepad functionality is, frankly speaking, rather embarrassing. It's a map.
Wait a minute. Is it much more embarrassing than Mario Kart 8's gamepad feature?
Oh, at least I get a horn with that. At least that's something that I can do in game. That's at least kind of, something. Plus, it has that off-screen gamepad functionality, which is always useful. With Watch Dogs, it's just a map. There's nothing else going on. Just a map. They can't even make some sort of mini game to hack. No, here's the thing, sir.
Oh my gosh,
that would require effort, and Ubisoft and effort those are two
Yeah, they don't
words that
exist.
don't go well together. Because Ubisoft wants to make games with the minimal amount of effort.
Yeah, I
humanly
miss
possible.
the days when Raymond was a mascot and that Miguel was the one behind the games, because he's the only one that really cared at all.
Well, yeah,
And that,
Michel Ancel is the only, and his team are the only people at Ubisoft that actually had passion for the games they were making.
Yeah, exactly.
The rest of them, I'm like,
Yeah.
And
There hasn't even-
Yves Guillemot can go eat can go eat a Philadelphia hoagie with his bare hands and a slice of pizza with his bare hands because he's French and they'll eat everything with a fork and knife.
Well, you guys need to. Did you hear about the Spike thing? The awards, they revealed their nominations, and AC Unity got nominated for Best Action Adventure.
what?
What are they
Yeah.
smoking?
Oh,
Well,
Yeah,
see, here's the thing. You got the lockdown on that because I don't watch IGN or any of that.
No, I mean, I went on their site because I heard people tweeting about it, and I went to
It's-
look. And I'm like,
It's too damn,
That's all it is.
dude bro for me. I can't take
no,
that much
I
dude
laughed
bro.
when Jeff Keighley tried to say, "Oh, I'm paying all of this by myself." I'm like, I don't know if I believe that. Because he was talking about if I didn't do it, I would have had to kickstart it. I'm like, seriously? Kickstart the awards?
It's commercialization. That's all it is.
He's trying to make himself humble when he's not.
No, they probably paid for it because those types of award shows. A lot of how they get funded is donations from people who are taking part in it.
Could be, yeah.
No, that's how they do it.
Yeah.
Like if they have an
Yeah.
award show, there are people who are like, okay, this award was presented thanks to the Humane
Right.
Society, and they give a donation to that award
Right.
show, and that's how it.
I don't think he would have ever kickstarted it though. I don't know if that would have happened. But
Man,
who
I
knows?
don't trust Jack. Let me put it this way.
I don't.
If it says
I'm sorry.
Spike,
Even have the balls to say that.
if it says Spike or IGN or Polygon, I'm like, I'm not listening to a word you people say.
Thing is, I even feel like that with GameSpot, regardless of them nominating Link Between Worlds, which to me I felt like I bet they were feeling they were pressured if they weren't gonna nominate that game.
Oh, what cracked me up was Spike's got a new category this year: Best Remaster. No.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yes. Look it up.
You know why they made that? They made that so they could give it to
The Last of Us was on
The
there.
Last
Tomb
of Us.
Raider.
That's the only reason they made it, so they could give it to.
Yeah. It was that, and then
You know what? Just for the fun of it, I'm gonna say the best runner-up to go for that is Halo. Even with its bugs and glitches.
oh, I think it got nominated. I remember. I think that got nominated. I have to look for the remaster category.
That's remastered.
Why am I not
is
surprised?
deserved.
Oh, and
It's-
Ubisoft Montreal got Developer of the Year nomination. Nintendo did as well. Bayonetta 2 got Game of the Year nomination. What else? Oh, there's a Best Esports. There's an Esports Player of the Year and Team of the Year.
Wait.
Oh, here we go. Best Remaster: GTA 5, Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, Last of Us Remastered, Master Chief Collection, and Tomb Raider.
GTA 5's gonna win.
Oh, yeah, it's
You know
better
what?
than most of us.
I guess the reason they had to make that is because we have so many bloody freaking remasters coming, still coming. And I said about this last time. On Red Fox podcast, there could be much more remasters coming if this keeps going like this.
Mm-hmm. And then anticipated games are Arkham Knight, Bloodborne Evolved, The Witcher 3, and Uncharted 4. And then, let's see, there's one other funny one. What was that? The best performance one was Adam Harrington as Big Bad Wolf from The Wolf Among Us, Kevin Spacey in COD, Clementine, Walking Dead, Trey Parker as various voices South Park. That would be the funny well for that one to win. Then Troy Baker as Talon, Middle-earth, Shadow of Mordor.
Oh God.
And then best narrative was South Park, Walking Dead Season 2, The Wolf Among Us, Valiant Hearts, and Wolfenstein: The New Order.
Oh
Yeah,
God.
here's Game
You
of
know
the
what?
Year. Here's
You know
Game
what
of
I
the
found? You know what I find very interesting? Out of all the things that you said just now, there is nothing about Nintendo.
Yeah, Game of the Year, Bayonetta 2, Dark Souls 2, Dragon Age Inquisition, Hearthstone, and Middle-earth: Shadow and Mordor. You would think Bayonetta 2 would win, but I doubt it.
Really? No Smash Brothers?
Not for Game of the Year, but handheld, then I think, what was it? A fighting game. It's on there because of 3DS and Wii U. Ultra Street Fighter 4, Persona 4 Arena Ultimate, and Killer Instinct Season 2.
Oh
The
God.
reason,
Why is Ultra Street Fighter 4 on there?
I don't know.
Because they re-released the shit. Because that's what Capcom does. They have a good game, and then they re-release like 4 versions of it,
Yep.
and with different names, with slight tweaks. They're like, well, this one has when Chun-Li does her Flutterbird kick, you see her thong is pink instead of blue. This is called the EXO version. It's like, come on, man. Just make Street Fighter 5. Just
Yeah,
stop.
it's
Just
so
make
annoying.
Street Fighter 5. Just
And the best independent game was Broken Age Act 1, Monument Valley, Shovel Knight, Transistor, and the Vanishing of Ethan Carter. Then, what best action adventure? Alien Isolation, Assassin's Creed Unity, Bayonetta 2, Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor, and Sunset Overdrive. Best sports racing game, which no one cares about, FIFA 15, Forza Horizon 2, except for this one, Mario Kart 8, NBA 2K15, and Trials Fusion. And best shooter, which I don't even know why Destiny's on here. Well, we know why, but Destiny's on here. Call of Duty, Far Cry 4, Titanfall, and Wolfenstein. Best role-playing...
for a shooter.
Is
Is it really?
And then best best online experience. Notice what's not on here: Call of Duty, Dark Souls, Destiny, Hearthstone, and Titanfall. They couldn't put Master Chief Collection on there.
Well, they couldn't because the online is shite.
Yeah.
It's not very good.
Best role-playing game: Bravely Default, Dark Souls 2, Divinity, Dragon Age Inquisition, and South Park. Best Family Guy: Disney Infinity 2.0, Fantasia, Music Evolved, Mario Kart 8, Skylanders Trap Team, and Tamagotchi Life. And then best mobile/handheld game. This is really weird. Besides a few, but Bravely Default, Hearthstone, Monument Valley, Smash Bros. For 3DS, Threes. Developer of the Year: Blizzard, Monolith, Nintendo, Telltale, Ubisoft Montreal. Best Score soundtrack: Alien Isolation, Child of Light, Destiny, Sunset Overdrive, Transistor. And then Games for Change, must like one of those donation things you mentioned. Mountain, Never Alone, The Last of Us, Left Behind, This War of Mine, and Valiant Hearts: The Great War. Trending gamer. Why? Oh my God! Besides they have a trending gamer award. Evan Fong, Jeff Grinsmith, PewDiePie, Stampy Longhead, Total Biscuit. Then best fan creation. Best Zelda Rap Ever by Ego Raptor, Luigi Death Stare, Mine the Diamond, Minecraft song, Minecraft, Twitch Plays Pokemon, and the esports stuff is whatever. But I didn't even know about the trending gamer. That's weird.
That's a weird
I'm
category.
sorry, these new things, it feels like they just made it up.
And then the esports player, I know some, but not really many. But they've got one guy from League of Legends, Dota 2, Hearthstone, Counter-Strike, Go, Call of Duty, and then Team of the Year: League of Legends, Dota 2, League of Legends, Dota 2, Counter-Strike, Go. Those are all the games are from. But it's like Samsung, White, Evil Geniuses, Edward Gaming, Newbie, Ninjas in Pajamas. That's the Team of the Year. Then Player of the Year is Martin Records, Larson, Zoo, Fi, Linson, James Firebeat, Katashi, and then Christopher Get Right. Also, and then Matt Nade Shot. So Nate Shot got a nomination. That's all the nominations. But the it was painful.
I will give them the benefit of the doubt with the whole esports thing, since they want to make it legit.
Yeah.
God. No, look.
It was so hard to read.
I'm sorry. No. Look, listen. No. Saying that you can beat the high score on Final Fight or StarCraft, I know you're making money on it, but no, you're not an athlete. Sit your ass down.
Yeah,
When they said that was gonna make the X Games, I'm like, you gotta be kidding
Gotta
me.
be freaking
You
kidding
gotta
me.
be shitting me. I'm sorry.
Watch
No.
it get to because of that. Watch it get to the Olympics. It's only a matter of time. I wouldn't be surprised at this point.
You know what? Let me put it this way.
Let
If they're gonna put, let me put it this way. If they're gonna put that shit in the X Games, then okay, let's just fine then. Let's take the rag off the bush. Okay, people who run away from the cops, who get caught stealing shit and run away from the cops should be in the, cause that shit's more taxing than playing video games. People stuck in traffic behind someone who has their left turn signal on but won't make a left turn for like 5 miles, and you're stuck behind them looking at the damn thing blink. How long can they go before they jump out of their car, drag that person out of their car, and beat the shit out of them? They should be in the X Games, because that's more extreme than playing video games.
Yeah.
Look, I love video games. Been playing them for over 25 years. I still don't think it should be considered, oh my god, these people are athletes. No, you're not. You're some asshole who lucked up and got people to believe that you're good enough to be videotaped or recorded or streamed or whatever the hell they do now, and someone sponsored you and gives you money to do this shit. You're living the dream, brother, but you're not an athlete. Okay? Okay, I'll tell you what. Okay, you're an athlete. Okay, we're gonna put your ass in some pads, put you out there on the field with some NFL players, and have a 350-pound man crash into you, going 25 miles per hour in a burst of acceleration, and crush half the bones in your body and give you a concussion. Then you too can be an athlete.
Oh my bloody gosh.
I just hope PewDiePie doesn't win that award, because that would be so annoying.
Man, fuck PewDiePie.
Oh no. God.
It's time to get to questions, and then we'll wrap this up, because we're still pretty good on time because we got started a little bit late.
Right.
We only have one question. It's from Anderson Archilla, and the question is: in addition to a proper Samurai Jack finale, would you like to see Jindy do a Metroid movie in that same style? They also want to add, Jindy did not make Powerpuff Girls. That was Craig McCracken. Well, that's interesting. I know he made 3 cartoons for them, but I forgot the third one. But I got the 2 big ones, so sue me. Would I like to see Samurai Jack? Would I like to see him do a Metroid movie? I'll let you guys answer first, and then I'll get it at the end.
Yeah, I guess I'll go first. I am actually not pretty sure about. I mean, if the art style of Metroid is going to be very similar to Samurai Jack, you call me a purist on this, but it kind of sounds off-putting to me.
Yeah, it really sounds, it just, like, I'm imagining it right now, it just doesn't look right. There would have to be a different art style, but the style of storytelling where you have to really pay attention and there's not much dialogue, I mean, that definitely would work, because, you know, Metroid doesn't have a ton of dialogue in it.
Well, I guess it's Kevin's turn.
I don't know what to think. It could be interesting, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, to say the
You're
least.
on the fence. Okay, then. Well, I guess it's my turn. I would like to see a Metroid movie. I wouldn't want to see Jindy Tartakovsky do it. And the reason why is pretty simple. I like Jindy Tartakovsky's art style works for some things, not for others. And while I like his art style for a lot of things, because seeing Jindy do like some of the stuff he did for Samurai Jack was awesome, and Dexter's Laboratory was also awesome. I don't like Metroid needs a different type of art style, if you get my drift. Metroid needs, you know.
I almost feel like I'd rather like it be done in like an anime almost type form, in like the drawing in a way, but I don't know.
You know, normally I would agree with you, but even then,
it's a little weird. Yeah, I don't know.
Here's the thing. It would have to be a movie where Samus doesn't really talk.
Right, right.
Because she doesn't do well when people give her a voice. So, like, we need to see, like, the silent, just going after your ass, ain't nothing gonna stop her, Samus.
You know, at the
And
very. Mm-hmm.
that type of art style would be best served, like, you know those Batman animated movies, those Warner Brothers animated movies that are like slightly anime-ish, but not like too
Right.
anime-ish.
Mm-hmm.
Like you need that type of anime style for a Metroid thing.
That's what I was saying. Yeah, something similar, but not exact. Yeah.
Because anime goes sometimes like I saw an anime for Spider-Man and for the Avengers, and it was some of the most. I was like, I'm a huge Marvel fan, and I was offended watching it. I was like, I can't believe the Japanese would do something like this.
They did an Iron Man one too, because I saw on Netflix they did an Iron Man anime as well.
That's terrible.
That one was actually possible for me.
Ugh,
Just that
no.
the story-wise was a like hit and miss with me on that one. But the biggest trauma that gave me was when they made that Wolverine anime. I was like, God, no.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem with anime for me is that they can't seem to do strong males that look like men. Like they have to either turn all of these grown ass men that are the main characters for a lot of these into like young dudes who look way too damn young to be playing these roles, or they make it way too like anime-ish. Like I saw like the only thing I've ever seen that they did like an anime version of it and it worked out was Spider-Man. And the reason why it worked out was because Spider-Man with his mask, I mean, all you need is the action. You know, you don't need to see his face.
Right.
But anything where you have to see the dude's face, I'm like, no, that's not Tony Stark. That's not the Hulk.
Say what about the one that they made an anime, the X-Men?
The X-Men anime? Yeah, that was no.
Oh, and I found out the other big show Jendi did was Clone Wars. That was it.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
I mean, if you count it.
Yeah, the Clone Wars. You know, I gotta say that one was really a letdown for me.
You know, that one basically felt like Samurai Jack with Jedis.
Yeah.
Not that there's anything wrong with Samurai Jack with Jedis, but I would have rather had Jindy work on a Samurai Jack cartoon than
he worked on Iron Man 2. He was a storyboard artist. Huh.
I'm not. Look, the dude needed work.
Yeah,
and they dropped him at Cartoon Network because, like Cartoon Network, Cartoon Network takes some of their best shows and drops them, which really sucks, by the way. Like some of their early shows when Cartoon Network was just starting to go for that Adult Swim type stuff was Space Ghost Coast to Coast with Zorak and Brack and Moltar. And it was a really good little show.
Don't forget Birdman.
Oh yeah, Harvey Birdman.
Yeah.
Harvey Birdman, and and let's not forget a perennial favorite of the later years, Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Fryman, how's it going? How's it going, Shake? Carl, this is my Stone Cold Lock of the Century of the Week. Aqua Teen Hunger Force was awesome, and then but before Aqua Teen Hunger Force, there was the one where they were in this C Lab 2020, which was just hilarious. Yeah, there were some really good shows on.
Oh, but if you notice the link I posted, IGN was trying. Speaking of reboots, going like that, they were saying why X-Men should be rebooted after Apocalypse. I'm like, really?
It should have been. Look, X-Men should have been rebooted a long time ago.
Yeah,
not just.
I'm like, it's a little late now. It's late now though.
It took, but I'll give Fox this much credit. They are all about dedication.
Mm-hmm.
They actually went and they actually did 3 movies to fix the mess up they had with that Brett Ratner X-Men the Third, X-Men United.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that's dedication because, I mean, you know, Sony's like, oh man, we had two not so spectacular, not so amazing Spider-Man
Yeah,
movies. That's a double pun right there. And we're just going to drop it right now. But they don't want to give up the rights. I'm like, look, you have proven that you aren't mature enough. You don't know how to handle it.
And I mean, they could make money off of it too. I'm like, they could just get some extra cash for them.
No, just give it to Marvel.
That's what I meant. Yeah, just have yeah. Exactly.
No,
look, as a Marvel fan, just give these IPs to Marvel and let them make Spider-Man movies and the Fantastic Four movie.
You know what?
You redeemed yourself with the last X-Men movie.
Yeah.
Days of Future Past, you redeemed yourself.
But what do you think? But what do you think about Gambit being Channing Tatum? Do you think that'll work out or not?
He's too damn muscular to be Remy LeBeau.
Yeah.
Gambit is
sorry, but he is.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm like,
athletic build, and Tatum, he's too big for athletic.
He's too muscular to be Remy LeBeau, who's kind of short. And well, he's not short. He's like kind of thin, and he's like a rogue. And rogues aren't muscular. They're like athletic and lithe.
Right.
They're not like I don't know. But let's wrap this up.
Oh, let me say this one thing. You know what I find very ironic when we're saying that Fox and Sony should give Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, and X-Men to Marvel. It's right now you're seeing that same thing happening with Sega. Sega should just sell themselves off to Nintendo just to.
Oh hell no. No.
And I hope Nintendo doesn't do an exclusivity deal with Sonic anymore. I'm like, so far it keeps not really going in their favor in terms of the quality of the game usually.
Yeah, and even
except for Colors. Colors was like the only one.
And even Capcom, just because the Nintendo might actually save Sega's and Capcom's IPs, and I'm like, yeah.
No. Nintendo does not need to buy Sega, because look, you want to know what killed Sega was when they stopped making consoles. Okay, when they stopped making consoles, they stopped having an internal team that would develop their games for their hardware. And people, I mean, a lot of industry analysts don't understand how big that is, that someone basically, that you have your own internal team that knows their own hardware, making their games for their own shit. People underestimate the value of that. It's the reason why every Sonic game that hasn't been on a Sega console has not been very good.
Hey, can I mention something real quick? I just saw an ad for the Sony Xperia phone, and they have.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, it's a special. They're now putting PS4 remote access on the Xperia phone, thus burying the Vita even deeper.
Yeah, like it makes the Vita even more pointless because you just put the phone on your DualShock 4 and you can play it wherever you are.
Exactly.
Yeah, doesn't that kind of hurt the Vita? Because wasn't the Vita's whole big thing was that it what's the word I'm looking for? What was the word I was looking for? It was supposed to it was supposed to do remote play with the PS4. If you have a phone that can do that better than the Vita, then what's the point of having the Vita?
Yeah, and plus you can use the DualShock 4 instead of using the Vitas, since the analog's better on the DualShock 4.
Cannibalizing.
Hey, it's fun.
Sony just shoots themselves in the foot all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Let's wrap this stuff up, and then we can finish it off. I guess we'll introduce it in the way we entered. So Kevin, RJ, then Triple M, and then I'll close it out. So let's go.
Could we question answer Anderson Archero's question, because she
has another one. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Why are the people giving Pixar a pass for Toy Story 4 and Cars 3? Since we started with the answers last time with everyone else ending with me, I'll go first, and then you guys can finish it off, and then we'll wrap it up. They're giving Pixar a pass because Pixar is a part of a lot of people's childhoods. I was a little too old. Like, I never really liked Toy Story. Like, Pixar didn't start to get good to me till they did like WALL-E. Like, I don't like Monsters Incorporated. I don't like Toy Story. I like WALL-E. I like Up. What was another one that Pixar did that I liked?
Kind of like the more artistic one.
Yeah, I like their more like I like the stuff that they did that's not just geared entirely towards kids. Like WALL-E, a kid can watch WALL-E, but in order for you to really understand WALL-E, you have to be older than being like 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Like, you have to be an adult to really enjoy WALL-E, to know what they're trying to say. Like, and the thing is Toy Story is just there. Like, it's geared more towards kids. I mean, it's about freaking toys that come to life. I mean, shit, that's totally for kids. Even though some of the topics in Toy Story are definitely not for kids, but yeah. I never liked Toy Story. It wasn't one of my favorite Pixar movies. I didn't like A Bug's Life.
What's funny is they sent Pixar people over to Disney's animation, and that was right about around, I'm going to say, right after Princess and the Frog, more like Tangled, and ever since, their movie quality went up when they sent some Pixar people over. Because now John Lasseter's the head of Disney's animation, so I'm assuming that helped out.
I don't know. I'll say this much. I don't know why they get a pass, because, I mean, the quality of Pixar has gone down.
Since they sent. Yep.
Well, for a while I thought they were coming back because they had WALL-E and Up, and I was like, wow, they're back. But then now they're falling down on all these damn shitty sequels that no one wants, like Cars 3 or another Toy Story. I'm like, how many times do we have to pull out these same damn dolls and cars and shit? Can't we do something different?
Again, they look at spreadsheets and they say, hey, Toy Story female, bunch of money, let's
make another one.
Yeah, let's
make another one, yeah. I think it's going to backfire. I don't think Toy Story 4 is going to make nearly as much money as 3 did, which didn't do as well as 2, which didn't do as well as 1. It's diminishing returns. I don't think Cars has never been a big money seller for them because they're friggin' cars.
And isn't Cars sort of the black sheep of Pixar? Anyway?
Yeah, it didn't do well. I don't know why what people want is The Incredibles 2. That's what people want. But they should have done The Incredibles 2 like 10 years ago. They should have done The Incredibles 2 like 2 or 3 years after the first Incredibles. But instead they were like, we're gonna do some other shit first. And you know,
good.
When we're desperate, we'll do The Incredibles 2. See, now they got to go and get all those people back. They got to go and get Samuel L. Jackson to do Frozone. You know, motherfucker, where is my super suit, motherfucker? Do you know my friend, Superman?
I forget
Craig T. Nelson. Mr. Incredible. Do you know my friend, Mr. Incredible? What does he look like? What? Say what again? Say what one more time? I dare you. I double dog dare you, motherfucker. You know, I just, I don't know.
With me, I'm kind of torn about this because, for me, I actually love Toy Story, all 3 movies, but after that 3rd movie, that should have been over.
Yeah.
It shouldn't even be a Toy Story 4. Because with me, when I watched all those 3 movies back to back, to tell the truth, I don't want to see them again.
I'm tired of those characters. If they want to do a Toy Story 4, do an entirely new one. Just, you can call it Toy Story, don't call it Toy Story 4. Do new characters.
Yeah.
That would make sense, but I don't want to see Woody or Buzz Lightyear.
Oh, another reboot. Another reboot.
I can deal with a Toy Story reboot. I don't want to see Woody or Buzz Lightyear ever again. Like, Pixar animation. I don't want to, look at my laser. I don't want to see that. I don't want to. No.
I actually found that funny, but yeah. But with Cars 3, to be honest, I am really not a fan of the Cars series. Heck, or I wasn't. I'm really not a fan of the those series that's inanimate objects. For me, I didn't even feel a connection to them. So yeah, Cars 3. Why Pixar? Why?
So you didn't like Wall-E, huh?
Oh, I definitely loved Wall-E.
But he's an inanimate. Well, he's a robot. But
Well, okay, let me just say Wall-E was one of the few exceptions.
I don't get the appeal of anthropomorphic vehicles. Like robots, I can understand, I guess, but anthropomorphic vehicles are just they just never caught on with me.
I mean, heck, there was a animated tune about birds, and I even find those more interesting than cars.
And then their next movie's going to be about emotions, so that's even more.
yeah. I don't know. Like Pixar has lost some of their spark, and I don't know if they can get it back. And I guess it's kind of like how people keep on hyping up the PS4 even though they have no games. It's like because people like have this connection to the PS1 and the PS2, and they don't want to think that maybe Sony doesn't have it anymore. And it's hard. They feel the same way about Pixar. It's hard to think of maybe they don't have it. The only company that I've ever seen that has kept up them having it for years and years and years, like their quality is still like really high, is like Nintendo.
Knew that was
Like,
wrong.
no, I'm just saying. No,
I
No.
know. No, it's true. It's true.
No,
Yeah,
think about it. Okay, you played Super Mario 64. The first time you played it, like if you're in my age group, the first time I played that game, I was like, wow, this is the bomb. It was mind blowing. I felt that same way about Super Mario Sunshine to an extent. It's like kind of like some people like it, some people don't. Like Sunshine, you have to let it grow on you, but Sunshine, that's kind of like the black sheep. That's the Cars of the Super Mario franchise. But then we get Galaxy, and that was like, holy shit, I can't believe this. Like, Galaxy looks like Pixar made that game.
Yeah, Galaxy.
I'm laughing here because of the irony in all this. And it's true.
But the difference is this. Nintendo, 30-something years later, still making high-quality games. Pixar, they're going down. They're going downhill. I would say DreamWorks is starting to steal some of their thunder.
Thunder, yes.
Of course, I like Shrek, so.
Oh.
And didn't DreamWorks do Kung Fu Panda?
Yeah, and
Yes.
three's coming out soon. Yeah,
I like Kung Fu Panda. Kung Fu Panda and Rango.
That is so good. Yeah, I love Jack Black as Poe. It's so good.
Yeah, I mean that's like the best Kung Fu film I've seen in a long time, and it was animated.
Yeah.
I mean it's totally animated, but it's so awesome.
Yeah, it really is. I love both of them. So good.
You know, and it used to be the opposite. Like DreamWorks was kind of like the bootleg Pixar. But now, it's like Darth Vader with Obi-Wan Kenobi. The circle is now complete. Now I am the master. Now DreamWorks is the master. DreamWorks took their time. Like, yeah, they started with Shrek, which was basically like digging on Disney. That's all Shrek is. It's just pissing on Disney. But then they got serious. They started making some better animated films, and you could see like visibly DreamWorks films got better over time.
I mean, bloody hell! Even Puss in Boots, his own movie, is like, mwah.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Although that's not my favorite DreamWorks film. My favorites, I like Kung Fu Panda and Rango.
Mm-hmm.
Rango was really good.
Yeah.
seeing Johnny Depp do an animated movie was just I don't know. People keep on sleeping on Johnny Depp, but he's got depths. He's got depths. Look, Johnny Depp has depths that you've never heard of. He's got layers upon layers. He's like an onion.
What do you think of Pirates 5 then?
Oh God, I'm tired of Pirates. I'm sorry. I am tired. Look, I like Gore Vidal, but let me tell you something.
I know.
I'm tired of friggin' Pirates.
Dead Man Tell No Tales, Dead Series Tell No Tales.
This series should have been over with the third movie. That should have been the last one. Then they made a fourth one, which was a piece of garbage.
Well, it didn't help the fourth one was based on a book too. I'm like, neither combination. That was just.
And then they made what was it called? What was that shitty one? Then they made The Lone Ranger.
Yeah.
That movie was just a piece of shit. I'm sorry. Here's the thing. I grew up watching that show.
I grew up on that one.
Every single awesome cartoon, every single awesome non-cartoon thing I used to watch on a Saturday morning before Saturday cartoons came on, like on TNT, they've made a movie about, and the movie was shit compared to the original show. The Wild Wild West, The Lone Ranger.
So I actually enjoyed The Lone Ranger.
I didn't. And a lot of critics agree with me, and fans, and people who watch that film. A lot of people, Metacritic agrees with me, Rotten Tomatoes agrees with me. That movie was a piece of shit.
They have a Disney
I digress.
character. They have a Disney Infinity character of the Lone Ranger, which is kind of funny since everybody hated that movie.
Because they're trying to make some money back, because they spent $300 million to make that movie. They made $100 million in box office sales. That movie was a flop, a colossal flop. They lost so much money on that film, it's not even funny.
Wow.
They got to sell something with the rights on it. Shit. They spent all that money to the people who made the film, who made the IP. They got to do something. Shit. They got to make some money back.
Oh boy.
So everyone's in agreement that Pixar is getting a pass because people feel like maybe they'll get better.
So attached to them, it looks that way.
I'd say so. You
know, people were born in 89, 90. They just can't let go of the 90s. So. Yep.
No, it's not that. It's kind of like if you're eating a sandwich, right? Like someone gives you a sub, right? And it has, let's say you don't like olives, but everything else on the sandwich is good. So you're thinking that maybe if I take another bite, I'll get past the olives and get to the part of the sandwich I really like. It's like maybe it'll get better if I keep on going. That's basically how they're.
Just like with the Sonic games.
Yeah, maybe a good one will come out eventually. And I'm here to tell you, Sonic fans, it won't.
Oh, I felt that straight in my heart. But it's so freaking true. After what's been going on,
you want to play a Sonic game? Okay, I got a good Sonic game for you guys. I got it. I got the perfect Sonic game for you. If you have a Sega Genesis, or 3, if you'll do in a pinch, or Sonic and Knuckles, whichever works for you.
Sonic and Knuckles.
If you're like me, okay, and I have a Dreamcast, you can get the Sonic collection, which is all 4 games: Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic 3, and Sonic and Knuckles on one disc. Also came up on the PS2 and the PS1.
Just don't play Sonic Doom.
No, don't play it. No. Or if you want to play a really good Sonic game, you can go read The Habits of Real Hedgehogs and find out they shit on everything.
Hey, that's what he's doing in his games, yeah.
Yeah, that's what he does in the game. He shits on everything. He just shits. It's just a lot of shit. Just so much shit.
It's more like Sega is putting a gun on Sonic's face and say, "You better take out that turd right now."
No, I wouldn't say that. I would say that Sonic won. Like, here's the thing, okay? And I'm going to say this to all you Sonic fans out there. I remember when I was a kid, and you people, we'd be on the playground. You people say Sonic rules, Mario sucks. Sega does what Nintendo don't. Let me tell you something. Look at this shit that Sonic's got to do now. Who's the bitch? Mario or Sonic? Nintendo or Sega? Exactly.
So where did the Sonic games go wrong? Is it because they added a voice? Is it because they tried to do too much? Or is it just because Sonic was never cool?
No, it's twofold. Sonic was made as a marketing term to appeal to young kids who want to be hip and cool and rad. If you don't have solid game design behind a mascot character, it's just not going to work. When you add in the fact that the dude who made the really good Sonic games left, like a few years ago, so all the games you've seen were people who worked with him, but they weren't him. He made a game called Rhodia, the Sky Soldier, but it's never been it's just being released in Japan right now. And I mean, from what I've heard, it's a good game, but I mean, it was in development hell for like 6 years.
He left about during Sonic 06's development, like in the middle of it.
Yeah, he was like,
Fuck it's like they all stopped. It's like they all stopped right when he left, and there's your game.
And you could tell because Sonic 06 is just a mess. Like clearly that game.
But isn't it funny? He's too cool to be like Mario, but he is rescuing a princess over and over again.
No, that's the thing that kind of ruined. Like people keep on saying that Sonic Boom is worse than 06. No, it's not. It doesn't have him getting kissed back to life by a princess, by a human princess. So it's not as bad as 06.
Yeah,
is it bad?
And he doesn't have the minigame where he's picking between Amy and a human princess for who he loves more.
It's pretty bad, but is it Sonic 06 bad? Nothing is Sonic. Not even Sonic Unleashed with the Werehog is as bad.
Yeah, I mean, at least the Sonic levels were okay in Unleashed. But...
Yes, that game was actually redeemable.
From what I've heard, the combat for the Werehog was pretty damn good. If you didn't have the Wii version.
Yeah,
Sega dropped the ball. Big Red Button dropped the ball. But Sega's been dropping the ball with Sonic since 1999. So almost 15 years at this point.
I'd have to say that Sonic Adventure Chief Battles for the GameCube, in my opinion, one man's opinion, was probably the last decent Sonic game.
Exactly, it was decent. Like, here's the thing. Yeah. Sonic, when he made the jump to 3D, did not make the jump as well as Mario did to 3D, or as Link did to 3D, or as... I'm using all the 3D icons that are, like, in the same sphere as Sonic the Hedgehog. Like, he didn't make that jump. Like, Star Fox made a better jump to 3D, although technically Star Fox has always been in 3D. Technically speaking, he did not have to make the jump. He's always been in 3D.
Did you know that in Smash Bros. U, when they have the parts where Star Fox and his team's talking in the Star Fox stage, they have the actors from the N64 game doing the dialogue still.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
I was like, really?
I like the dialogue from back in the day my favorite Star Fox is the one on the SNES. I don't like the one on the 64.
Do you think they're going to use these guys for the Wii U one, or do you think they'll recast for the Wii U one?
No, they're going to use the same dudes.
That's what I was thinking, yeah, because I'm using them here. They're probably going to
use the same dialogue. It's just going to sound better. So, I think that's all the questions. We can wrap this shit up. I hope that's all the questions. Unless Anderson Archilla... Okay, she did. Okay, let's do our sign-offs and then call it a night. Or day, wherever you are. Who wants to go first?
My name is
I'll be last.
Oh, okay. My name is RJ. Sometimes I make videos. I haven't made one probably since E3, but I don't know. A lot of stuff is happening in the gaming industry, so I might do something soon.
Okay then, Kevin, you want to go?
Yeah, I'll go. Yeah, I'm Kevin Triforce. I got stuff my channel I'm doing right now, but I'm probably gonna do some more gaming videos too, give my thoughts and sort of stuff. But yeah, I definitely had a lot of fun doing this.
Okay then, I guess it's my turn because Triple M wants to go last. This is Mr. Red Fox. I know this was a long podcast, but you know what? You're not going to see me for the next 2.5 weeks because I'm getting Smash Brothers tomorrow, the bundle, the GameCube controller, and I'm digging up my old other GameCube controller. I got friends coming over this weekend to play the shit out of this game. You will not see me or hear from me. So,
I envy you.
yeah. So I wanted to do a mega podcast to give my viewers something to watch, something to look forward to, something they can enjoy over the holidays. So, game on, and don't play games because, well, my friends like to play this. Who cares what they like to play? Just play games because you want to.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this has been Triple M, and I got 3 things to say. 1, would like to give a shout out to 2 YouTubers, Oscar Torres, aka Reasonotics, who just made a new this latest video about about the um, let me just say the thing that he is learning to work in the gaming industry, and I say props to you with that, sir. And also a little bit with a bad that he is actually deleting some of the videos that he's made in the past just to have a better representation, because, well, you know, if he ever gets hired and his employer sees the stuff that he made, well, it might get him into trouble. So yeah, and also to Event Status, who did I think it was One Life that it called, one charity that he made, and I'm definitely waiting for the next video that he's going to make about his experience there, because hey, there's so many bad news that was going on in the gaming industry that, you know, I want at least this good bit of a news to be, you know, light up the moment. 2, I have said on previous occasions that this project that I'm doing with the Nintendo E3 E3 and Treehouse recap, I gotta say that for the past few weeks, there's something's been driving me not to finish what I really wanted to do. So yeah, I got ill. Then I got people, family to go to. So yeah, life is really does want me to finish this, but I really want to finish this. So stay tuned for that. And 3, well, I wanted to do a sign out just to just to tick off Mr. Red Fox, but he had enough tonight. So here goes. Oh, peanuts, crazy peanuts. Poor Charlie Brown will never get laid. So hard to get, see, when you're the baldest kid in 2nd grade. Oh, peanuts, crazy peanuts. A bunch of kids trying to be free. Take my hand and let's dance now under Charlie's Christmas tree. Yeah.
I don't even know what you sang. I think you killed it. But good night, everybody.